Full morning. We got an interesting day ahead. So there was a couple of headlines, individual company news like Nibis. There was Nibis and like two others that just have monster moves. And we got some information. Even yesterday we opened up with GSAT, but there's an annual jobs revision. So I've been reminding everybody to go look at the watch list. Yesterday's watch list was very important. We talked about bonds. If you're interested in TLT, bonds, and all that, you're going to want to watch the watch list because that's leading into both today, the rest of the week, and now getting ready for Powell moving forward. So we might get a couple of headlines here and there, but generally we are going to wait for that annual revision. That's going to put the focus on the labor market, and then after that, that's going to start setting up probabilities and odds and getting ready for PPI tomorrow, and then ultimately the CPI. So get ready for it, baby. It should be a lot of fun. But yeah, we got 2 minutes. I have a couple plays: Nibis, UNH, Tech, Team, KWeb, and TLT. And then even gold, any of the other stuff we've talked about. I'm not going to force it. And then this is a list of all of the banks. There's today. So there's all these financial conferences. I could pull up the other calendar too. There's more than just this. So yeah, and we saw those. I explained on the last video. It's a lot of guessing. It's a lot of speculation. There's no way to like really guarantee it, but as long as you're cool with that, I mean, you at least know when the catalyst is arriving. So let me get this ready. But yeah, man, we got 1 minute. I need to go to the bathroom. I'm also setting up the calendar. So yeah, like I'm saying, use the financial ones if you want to go after them. Otherwise, good luck. Good luck. Welcome, MJ. Oh yeah. Wait, I need to go potty. Do we have propaganda? They usually don't play propaganda right before the bell. Oh wait, who's ringing the bell?
Debut, amazingly enough, 30 years ago, and of course, think of Haynes all the time. Such a great professional, but I will remember that. Guys, I don't know if I can do this. I'm nervous. Mark Haynes.
And of course, you've got so many stories about your appearances.
That Mark would come into the green room, and he would say, "Look, I need you to come in hot." Well, no, not a problem. And we would go in, and he would just say, you know, Reverend Jim Bob, the church was happening now. Tell me what's going on. I just was like red meat. I just attack. And that's all I ever did. I just attacked. And I hated everybody, and I'm miserable, and I was just angry, and boom, it came out. I was able to get rid of everything. That was like Xanax meets Lamictal, which helps Klonopin. It was one of the greatest therapeutic things I ever did. I walked in at the end of the show.
Yeah.
I said, I gotta go home.
It was like therapy.
Your appearances were legend back then.
Well, this was when you were your Pedro Pascal period.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I
He was
guess.
painted.
Yeah, I should have had a mustache if I could have grown one back then. Although looking at Quintanilla back then too. I mean,
yeah.
Yours have been good to you, Carl.
You're like
but you
Bond.
I forgot. I mean, I was 10 years across from Joe Kernan.
Yeah.
10 years
I got
across
5 or
from that
6.
man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you got plopped in, as you said.
It was a baptism by fire.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking of all the like franchises in financial news. You've got Deal Book and Heard on the Street, the Journal. Squawk has got to be one of the best, most powerful franchises in the business media. Between the booking, and the analysis, and it's just been an incredible
Round one, let's go. Woo! All right. And then yeah, they fired some of the people got fired at Intel, or they stepped down. That was fire. Big fan. Big fan. So other than that, let's see where we're off to, brethren. Oh, whoa. Oh, I think that's a glitch. Those toasts and all the other ones from yesterday. So any of those small cap, again, a lot of financial movers after the conferences yesterday. And then we'll see. Okay, Intelia. Pretty slow, not too bad. I mean, remember, give it a little bit. we are definitely liable to spend 7 hours going nowhere, so that will be the problem. All right, the JD, I think we'll chill with that. Oh, and then I forgot Eli Lilly. That was the other one. Then the material plays are doing good, and then check Nibis. Unfortunately, I don't know if you're gonna even be able to hit that anymore. That one was crazy though. If you had anything prior, those were money. But that was just the deal. There's only one cheap one. VZ, there's something on AT&T as well too. Let's see, gold. Gold is actually still going up 3 days in a row. And then watch healthcare, CNC. The UNH might cause more to go. So UNH is the one that got the news, but take note, a lot of the healthcare is going up. There's City. Baba. Okay, those Babas are going a little more. I got rid of one more set of Baba. They went like 400%. I had to. I have the shitty cheap. The cheap ones on Baba won't move. We talked MPW and REITs yesterday. I would keep some of those in mind if you were listening. We had some good ones yesterday. Oh, what's the day? The 9th. Yeah, these are shitty. TSM, Bank of America, there's Wells Fargo. Again, is Wells Fargo? I think Wells Fargo and Citi are the ones today. Wells Fargo options aren't open, actually. Oh, there it is. Oh, Broadcom. Oh, yeah, you got AXP as well. AXP, then JP Morgan. Core Weave going up, too. Let me check ARM. City's also going to be at the conference as well. Palant, SPY doing good. Oh, those are terrible. MDB and a couple of others. I'm just organizing these now. So I only took 2 plays for the conference, closed out some other ones, and then that's it. Now we're riding. Oh, the UUU. Fannie and Freddie keep going too. And then Core Weave. Core Weave got juice off of the, what's it called? Off of the Nibis thing. And then I haven't really looked at Staples. Staples are down. Healthcare doing good because of UNH, but healthcare could be a lot better. City's starting to dance too. High ticker's kind of balanced out. There's gold though. GLD with another one. Habibi. Let's see. Mr. Gold. Qualcomm. I think Intel's kind of moving. CSX, I think it's just the premiums tweaking out. Yeah. NVO. ARM is climbing up. NVO's down too. Watch Eli Lilly again. Those plays are getting up, and then they had the new person that they added. Israel, Trump gave green light for attack on Hamas leadership. So again, that was that first weird candle in the morning. Micron and a few others, more financials. Again, they're going to be leading this conference stuff today. AMD, LDI, and then Palant, ALB. So if you don't know, all the lithium plays, SQM, AL, damn, ALB's down 12. It was all because China, they reopened up their, what's it called? They had these things going on. They had the lithium mines closed down, if you guys remember. And that's pretty much what caused that. Dabe. All right, Intel coming back down. SPY doing good. I want to say it's all Mag 7. Russell down by 0.14. There's Baba now again. SPY up by 0.15. Dow 0.07, and then Nasdaq's barely up. So it's a weird dynamic. Let me see. Oh, I didn't open up the other one. AM Dizzle again. And then MDB, I keep seeing that one. If you start to see like any consumer or country start to catch a good bid, that would be very good. Oh, Upstart on the high. Again, Baba's up 4% right now. Oh, I forgot. Where are those other ones? Oh, wait, I sold them. I sold the JD or the Baidu ones, yeah. And then who's the other one? Wells, I think. Auto sector. I mean, I forgot there's the Apple event. China's looking great, so that's going to be its own little area for now. Then more of the banks still keep going. Yeah, there's Wells. Damn, Wells Fargo really ran. Wait, which ones went up then? Oh, there it is. Yeah, bro. Wells Fargo up too is kind of crazy. Pizza is amazing as well. We talked a little bit about some of the food plays yesterday. There's your boy Sour Brown. There's Ups. Pizza. Yeah, pizza has been great. It's only a quarter, but at least it's holding. Apple's on the low now, so watch out for that. Again, Wells Fargo, Citi, all of the banks, literally from now until the next like hour or two, they're going to be getting these conferences. Target, who was the other one? Oh, you had AXP as well. Yeah, Target, UPS are the ones near the lower end. We're getting new prices. We all like a new price, Habibi. Oh, I want those. Meta, I'm shopping for another one. Yeah, Meta's actually great, 0.8. Jeez. And then Ethereum coin, some of the cryptos starting to move. SPY coming down. It is another Mag 7 to play, so we'll see. NVO, it is. I like NVO around the 40s. My last pickup was 57 or 56-ish, but It just all depends on your portfolio. So, but yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Really, anything below 40, I just wait for 4% yield. I think NVO yielding 4% is a no-brainer. But till then, it's kind of been a, it's been a pretty aggressive move down. But I am still a big fan of that one. One of the only ones we've purchased this year. Good morning, Bear. You up early, baby? Let's go. Every day. Woo! GP with green power, whatever this is. There's one of those other small caps earlier. Coinbase still going. Again, crypto starting to wake up. Kraft Heinz on the high. Coin. NVIDIA's coming down. I remember Tesla was the drag for a little bit yesterday. Microsoft's looking good. Microsoft, Meta, and Google. Google's about to start doing it. Remember, Google was hitting a high every other minute yesterday. That was what we started running off of. Again, those plays, you got the free UUUs. I mean, they're still up a couple 100%, but they haven't done anything in a couple weeks. And now it's coming back up. Yeah, that's the one. That's what I'm saying. They're back up to a couple hundred, and it's breaking out. Just feels slow. Again, a couple of what's it called is running up here too. Healthcare. U.S. Embassy in Doha issues shelter in place. Oklo now on the high. I don't know. It's only up 1.8. Like I said, all these other material plays are just talking about them. They're up. You're heavy on it. I would watch. You won't have a problem. You watch the watch list, brother. But yeah, watch yesterday's watch list. I think there was a lot of important information. We talked long term and we talked about bonds and policy. CNM, Meta, a few others. Again, high tickers starting to get a little active here. It's Dow's about to go green. SPY and NASDAQ, the only ones there. Russell's still kind of struggling though. And then there is more of a impact from the from Mag 7 still. And then coin, whatever, that's at about 310, still going. And then Circle, I don't know if Nibis is still up. Yeah, Nibis kind of slipping, but up 40. And then CoreWeave, there's Google. Like I remember yesterday, last 2 days, even from Friday, man, everything started running with or without Google. They were either hitting the high or hitting the low, depending on how each started rallying. And you're near the high. You're above 6,500. Remember 6,507. Equal weight is coming down though now, so this might just start getting lifted up by tech. You got Meta. Aye. Guild, a couple other biotechs on the low. EXE. And then KC, there's some random ones popping. Kingsoft Cloud. Oh, Goose. I forgot about that one from yesterday. And then Google again on even bigger volume. Oh, GLD. Yeah, those rollovers stayed the same. It did not move as much. Yeah, equal weight started this drop right now. So that's why I was like, Meta, Google, they look strong. And then even Microsoft, but everything else kind of clapping. Yeah, it's very, and then you have the what's it called? You have all this stuff in the Middle East right now, too. Today is the 9th. All right. Who do we got? You have Baird Healthcare Conference 2, H.C. Wainwright, Barclays for the banks. I don't know. I think these are legit. Nah, a little bit. It was just glitching out. So it's increased volume, but it just wasn't that high. Yeah, there's the conference, but there's not as many today. Oh, wait. I gotta go to the next page. Never mind. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. I thought there would be more, but no. There, holy fuck. There's a ton. Abivi is gonna be at the conference today at Morgan Stanley at 10 a.m. JP Morgan, that's the other one. We talked about that in the morning. Skyworks. Tesla's on the high, Baba as well, Zoom and a couple of others. So high ticker's trying to take a little bit of a lead right here. Yeah, you got Gilead. Dude, everybody is at this. So P. Datadog, Pinterest. Visa. Or City is going to be towards the end of the day. Oh, wait. Google? The fuck? So Google is going to be up at, after the bell, I think, or 1:10. I don't know if this is my time or not. No, this is Eastern time. So yeah, you have Abivi, a couple of others, and then Google is going to be later in the day. Oh, Baba, 52-week high. Nice. I have to ban Nick. So yeah, Nick, I don't think you're a pumper, but the way you like talk about a long-term ad and then try to mix it in with fucking next week Google calls, I hope you see why that looks like you're a pumper. You know what I'm saying? That'd be like, oh yeah, I went to I eat healthy. I'm eating so fucking healthy. The doctor said eat healthy, so I'm eating healthy, and then I'm gonna go do a fucking line of blow next week. It's like, dude, that doesn't. What do you? I don't care if you ate vegetables, but yeah, that's violating the rules. But just wanted you to, because I'm going through this conference list, so that's a good sign. But like I said, Google, that's another one there later today. There was Google, Skyworks, CrowdStrike. Oh, there's first 5 and then Crowd. Let's see. There we going? SPY's coming down. I only see headlines on, what's it called? On Israel. I'm going for the other ones. And then China's ripping. Bro, Fannie Mae, you either make that free or we make it free at 100%. But that was killer, dude. We talked about it yesterday. We were fucking late. And we still smashed that one. And then Microsoft versus MCFT. Yeah, you. It's at the breakout point. That's what I just said. It chilled, though, for a while. So we've had that premium, and you made a lot more right away, and then they never went down, or like they went down, but they never went red, and then now they just woke back up today. Good morning, NBY. So Google's going to be showing up at this conference today. I think I'm done, though. I made a couple of them. And then we'll see. But the list today is very big, man. Yeah, everything's aftermarket now after this. But yeah, you got everything from damn Pinterest to Abivai. Oh, shit. Even Walmart? Aw, damn it. Well, there you remember, some of these have been fucking running the last couple days. Okay, now I'm done. I swear, I'm done. What the fuck? Okay, now I'm done, I think. Wait, one more. That didn't fit. There's such weird spreads, bro. Okay, now I'm done. Now I'm getting done. Woo! Hamas leadership survives Doha attack. Okay, SPY's coming down. Another round of Bitcoin plays. There's that Eli Lilly. Fire. Okay, Baba's the... Out of the money, Babas are trying to come up, but those are the ones that didn't do as good. Your UUUs, old K-Webs. Healthcare premiums are climbing back up. I forgot I had some of these. Tesla, Wick. Okay, watch crypto. And then notice, too, bonds are down. So last 3 days, I mean, it's been there. I only had that one that I showed on stream with the conference list. That was just for financials. I didn't know there was a list. That's why I've been having to pick it apart, and then I go to the morning of. But I don't know if it's posted anywhere publicly, unfortunately. ANET, UUU. Okay, there's JP Morgan. Again, they're going to be at the conference too. Okay, SPY's getting a wick off the bottom, a good one, green. And then there's Corning, GLW. You got like value, infrastructure plays, and then banks, materials, and then gold. VST. All right, that's pretty big. I don't know if it's off of the Hamas stuff, but we got a little bit of volatility in the morning. You just found out nobody got clapped from it, but that pop out of nowhere led by more materials than not. The non-farms in 3. The revision, but yeah, not the actual non-farms. You got me scared for a second. Said what? But yeah, it's expected. I don't even know if there's a forecast. Last time it was 800,000 down. So depending on just watch TLT. To be honest, because if that's a big revision lower, that makes the cut more credible. So think about what that'll do for bonds, as we talked about. A Nibis on the low. City's still going. All right, a minute and a half. Etsy. Why is Etsy rock down right now? That JP Morgan? No, I thought they were hitting 52-week high. City's killing it though. More China names as well, and then yeah, Meta, Microsoft, Google, and then Microsoft, or excuse me, Google and Walmart are at the conferences, and a few others. Yeah, revision out in 20 seconds. So get ready. Couple names. I'd watch bonds, even shy too. Short end, long end of bonds, even the dollar. But if it's nothing important, you're just gonna quickly brush it off. And then if it's big, we're gonna talk about it for like an hour. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Burp. Oh. I don't see it yet, but the algos are tweaking like it is out. Yeah, I don't see it on the wire yet. I might have to go to the BLS. Okay, dollars down, SPYs are up. But again, something came out. I just don't see it yet. I might have to go to the BLS, or the algos are tweaking off of it regardless. There it is. Woo! Payroll revision subtracts 911,000. Yeah, so that's not good. But that's credible now. Does that make sense? So the jobs were just like under Biden, it was 800,000, and that was historically a fuck ton. But yeah, 911. Hot dog. But 911,000 lower that they've taken from the jobs. So now your labor market is weaker than you thought. That's the whole point. Yeah, now the cuts are getting more credible. This is exactly what we were talking about yesterday, and this is going to change the dynamics of some plays. Well, I don't think this is anything new. That's the funny part. So I don't think this is something that you you kind of expected this. Or I know I hate to say it, but I would argue the market kind of was ready for this. It's not as if it went out of it's under Biden. It was unusual. But if you didn't react crazy then, you're not going to react crazy now. But this adds more credibility to what we're kind of going through. This is where I'm saying all of the pieces are aligning to make a uncredible cut start to look credible. So see, people are going to talk about that for a little bit though, but all in all, general same theme, and then a little bit worse in terms of jobs. And then now you're probably that should drive rate cut odds a little bit more. Or once again, like we said yesterday, you're getting your rate cut. You should start thinking about what comes up after that, because now there's another evidence of just jobs not being as strong. Jumia looks good on the daily. I don't believe you. That's why I don't. It sounds more like you're trying to get me to go in with you rather than informing me. So yeah, we don't like that. Spot gold 3,600 an ounce. Okay, bonds are coming down. That doesn't make sense. That's the weird part. Because now you have almost 1 million jobs weaker. That should add credibility to the cut, but you're going down. But granted, the yen today is getting clobbered, so that could be adding some pressure overseas. But again, you can see what the dollar ended up doing too. Yeah, see the yen. Oh, yen wanted to move. If CPI comes in, then I don't think anybody would care. Unless it shoots up to Biden levels, I think even a hot CPI, they're going to look ahead, but they're getting the cut in September. Again, in a week. Yeah, TOT's down off of that now. So that could be the weird reaction in the first couple of minutes, but like I'm telling you, I think generally this is more so expected than not. Supports the theme of a more credible cut. But like I'm saying, this isn't as if your CPI is going to be both more important and less important than today. Because it's one, not related to jobs, but no one's viewing this. But now, again, weak labor market, this is going to be the conversation. I don't think lost trust. I think it's been 2 fucking minutes. That's exactly what I think it is. So, yeah, keep note. You guys understand the concept. That's all you got to watch for. Weak labor market, credible cuts. Don't get distracted. Keep your eye on the ball. That's what we were saying yesterday. Credibility of the cut. Railroads, too. Yeah, UMP climbing. NASDAQ went red and then Dow went green, but that's it. So yeah, wait till the bonds, wait till these like level out and stabilize. Dow Jones 12 in the green, 17 in the red. NASDAQ 43 green, 54 in the red, 56 in the red. SPY less than 200 green. Powell was late. He might be, but he might not be. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, look at what you're going through right now. The numbers are getting lower. The job market is getting weaker, right? So now you're like, all right, he should cut. Now it looks credible. But then if he does that and then the jobs data gets revised higher, it's no longer credible. That's where you guys are going to get confused. This isn't going to happen in 2 minutes as some of you want. We are talking about the fucking actual economy and where this thing is going to end up. So it's not going to happen as quick as you want it to. But that's what I'm saying. That's what makes this so challenging. We're going to have to play this game of, put all the pieces together and make a judgment both if it stays that way or if it gets revised. And that way we need an answer that will, you will clearly know if it's credible or not here, just in a couple more months here. And then as long as that credible evidence remains, it's credible. If it doesn't though, then we're fucked. And then I think we run into another problem. But that's going to take time. You're going to play back and forth. Just imagine how many months I've been telling you what to watch for and how slow it takes to materialize. That's why some of the stuff we've talked about at the beginning of the year, it still hasn't even happened. But everything else has. So I'm excited. Oh, there's UBS. That was the fucking one I didn't take. They're at the conference too. But yeah, that's starting to make a run up there. USB. I think gold is up on the dollar. So that's what I'm saying. But give it a second. I think you guys, you need to understand the broader theme. That's where you guys are gonna get fucked up. This is where I've noticed in the years. I teach people very important things that for the macro and midterm, and then it doesn't happen in 30 seconds, and people will trick themselves into focusing on the wrong thing. So I wouldn't really be caught up on anything intraday right now. You know what you need to realize: the jobs are lower, they're getting lower. That's another piece of evidence for weaker jobs. That means the cut is more credible. That's it. You don't need to price action is going to price action. But you need to understand that as we move to the next piece, because we are going to get the next step. And the next step is going to tie into this labor market, and it's going to tie into Powell in a fucking week. You see what I'm saying? So unfortunately, whatever happens today, we could get some clues, and I'm not telling you not to pay attention. I think you guys are doing the right thing, and you are checking your checkpoints: gold, dollar, bonds. That's what you should be doing, and that's good. But just don't be so quick to jump to the conclusion or be like, wait a minute, so gold's not moving, it can't be this, or this isn't doing this, so it must not be that. No, you need to take the objective fact of what happened today: low jobs, a annual revision that is lower, supporting the idea of a weaker labor market, and also confirming the idea of more cuts. Let the prices move, but you don't forget what I just told you right there and what just happened, and because that's going to lead into our next step here. So yeah, just watch though, and just think about what I said right now, and now give it 7 hours. Wait till by the end of the day, see what the bonds do. And like I'm saying, whatever happens tomorrow, even towards the end of the week, this is now one more step of weak labor data that's going to tie into the other stuff to show credibility or not. So it's a very pivotal point here. That's why even yesterday I'm telling you guys, I'm like, all right, man, just pay attention. Wall Street's kind of getting weird already about it. And that's why, as everybody's debating rate cuts, you need to be debating credibility. You figure out that answer, you're going to make a lot of money. You see why everybody's dicking around on whether or not we cut. That decision's already been made. Google and I'm looking at UBS right now. That one's popping. Those have shitty options. And then watch gold now. But gold is with the dollar. Dollar dropped and popped, so I wouldn't. And then you have the yen fucking with shit today. That's another reason where I'm like, I wouldn't get too confused. Just watch what bonds end up doing and where they settle. It could signal recession, but the problem is, just like under Biden, it's like the economy could slow down or the jobs may not be that hot, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going into a recession. Does that make sense? That's why, and that's what happens. Usually you feel like sanguine about it, and then it gets worse, and then everybody will say recession. But as of now, the way Wall Street and most people are rationalizing it is that the economy and the jobs are going to slow, but it's not necessarily going to lead to a recession. So if it slows and then the slowness gets even worse, then that'll lead to a recession. Are you following? Okay, you're kind of going vertical. And like I said, these, spies hitting a new high. You're waking up there. We had the little freak out from the jobs. The bonds went up and then got clapped. They haven't moved, and now equities are just doing their own thing. But like I'm saying, we're going to have 7 hours. You'll find it, but your answer isn't price. Your answer is labor market's weaker again. Or getting weaker, more evidence of that. Yeah, so now that, even today might even support 2 rate cuts than not. But that's going to be the other debate. How many more? But like I'm saying, I would just get away from rate cuts, start looking at what happens. righty. O'Reilly, a couple of others. Everything's going up. Even gold's starting to settle out a little bit. NBO, Ila Lilly, Wells Fargo, UPS. All right. USB too. That was one of the conference ones. That one's still running. They have like cheaper options. It's just a slow mover. But yeah, that one's still climbing. Now you got Citi, more banks. Attack on Israel was a holy Israel, or attack on Hamas was holy Israel operation. They're still talking about that. .5. Yeah, dude, they're pricing in 0.7 by the end of the year. So they're not necessarily pricing 2 of them for next week, but there's an extra rate cut that has been priced in or starting to. Okay, JD's rising again. I think Baba and China, they didn't really come down. They did a little bit. Yeah, what's up with K-Web? K-Web's starting to run right now. Humana on the low. What is it? A bunch of these China plays running up. Does it mean TLT should come up? It means that if you want a TLT play and you're not watching the watch list, you're gonna not know as much. So watch yesterday's watch list. You get all of those answers. But like I'm saying, if you're not prepared for it, no one's gonna have time to walk you through it while it's happening. So that's why I'd watch the watch list, understand credibility, understand this concept of boom or bust. We've been talking about it for a month now, so if not longer, and that's why I'd get prepared and make these answers easy, so then that way you're ready to go and the info's there, and too so you don't get confused during these moments where again you're playing this back and forth with everybody in terms of you know, like what this is really going to impact. It's actually phenomenal, and then you don't want to confuse yourself in the terms of pricing. Price and volatility. Prices move a lot. If you follow the prices, you would have thought the economy was crashing in April, and vice versa. At the beginning of the year, you would have thought it would have never came down. So pay attention to the info and the steam related to rates in the broader economy. That is what I would be paying attention to, and it's not going to be as easy as just price action. But price action is part of it. That's the irony. I know, dude. Michelle left. It was up a little bit more, but I'm so happy. If a cut is credible, does it mean TLT is up? You didn't watch the watch list, brother. You're lying to me. That's it. You would have the answer. So you want to know how I could guarantee you didn't watch it? Because I didn't update the document. And it's literally in writing, brother. So yeah, I have to ban you. Honestly, I think we're just going to cancel the watch list. I'm just going to charge you guys for it now. Call it a day. Yeah, I don't know. People don't want to get ready. People don't want to get ready. Y'all will go. You'll do more work in the morning to get around it. But like I said, just like the real estate, we're going to do paid real estate consultations. I guess we'll do paid consultations nightly for the people who want it. And then if you execute on it, I'll give you a refund. That's fine with me. But I don't like dealing with people like that. Do you see why? I don't like don't tell me you watched it. Don't waste my time in the morning. Don't go back 3 times. I'm trying to make you money. I'm trying to. But if you don't want it, I can't. No. You're getting in my way. Yeah, dude, we just saw all of the China ones rocket up there. Everybody but Baba, really. Yeah. Mm-hmm. JD. Yeah, JD now too. Oh, JD went vertical. Dude, this did this twice. Oh my goodness. Remember yesterday, the same exact thing on JD. Those leaps are fire. I like them, but I don't. We hit it yesterday and it's too much. JD is advancing. I see the vision, bro. I see the vision. I like the JD, man, but we hit one yesterday. I don't know if we could do it again. Because they keep running. Oh, okay, those already went. All right, too late. GG's, good luck. Again, we hit those yesterday, the Eli Lilies. Wait for the conference, too. Just any of the conference name. You probably got like 10 or 20 you could pick from. That's the crazy part. It was already, that's what I'm saying, we sold out a couple 100% yesterday. That's why I'm like, oh, I don't want to buy in again. But there's some, I don't know, that's kind of going crazy though. And they already moved, but spreads are pretty wild. There's JD, and then anything China related right now. Pinduoduo, K-Web, Futu. K-Web's 52-week highs. Why the fuck aren't those? There you go. Remember, we had those old premiums. We have a lot of time. But yeah, those are starting to wake up now. The downside? No. I mean, maybe, though, because I keep selling these. I keep taking profits, so they keep running. I mean, I'm eventually thinking it's going to chill. But I haven't looked at the put side of it. Oh, I like Win too. Smart guy. Remember, we talked about it the other day, right when all these started going crazy, and if you did, that took off. So notice, Win's not moving. Wait for it. I wouldn't take it now, but if you keep noticing China runs and those start to catch with it, you'll be correct. Okay, bonds near the low too. They haven't gone lower since the job revision. But like I'm saying, do you see, look at the market. You thought the market was going to rip off of it, but now we're back here, and then bonds are back here too. There's no answer yet in terms of price action, but you know the answer, you know, on the macro front. The jobs market, a little weaker, more credible. So yeah, look at how we're reacting here still. And it's still the morning. It's not even Euro close. We got like an hour till Euro close, hour 10. Dash, European Union approves purchase of Deliveroo. More Pinduoduo. CLMT. Okay, banks, Pepsi. There's a Trump truth on the Fed and too late. Coca-Cola and Pepsi are both coming up. It's been a long time seeing those guys in tandem. Pizza, pizza. Let's see. And then, dude, did you guys realize it? We had a good talk on the watch list yesterday. And some of you commented this morning. I saw it. You did the calculation. It's sad, bro. Wow. So, look, long-term above 32,000, right? Great. That's awesome. But we were talking about raising our dividend and what it would take. But, like, dude, all of the calculations, it's like, we need another $3,000. So, dude, do you guys realize how crazy that is? So even though you have $32,000 in your account, that's a lot of money. Dude, even trying to acquire like $3,000 just to put in the dividends, you know, that $3,000 is like a year of savings. That would still be one of our biggest positions. That's the irony about this. And I think it's very realistic. I think this shows you the reality. Because, dude, that's a lot of money. $30,000, you have a fuck ton. But think about it. It's a result of all of everything compounding. That's how you have so much. It's not like we have anything really big. We just have a bunch of small good decisions. You get what I'm saying? So that's like, I like the plan, but it does show you, like, man, you know, $3,000 on this account, that takes a lot. That takes a lot. And you got to really plan. And that's why I was telling you guys, like, dude, we don't have cash. I'm like, even if I wanted to save up cash to, like, pull off one of these goals, I'd need a year of cash. So, yeah, we are fully invested. But other than that, though, I would love the divvies. Okay, Eli Lilly, if you still have those, I took 400% on the other ones yesterday. They're back up, same price. Oh, they're a little higher. Still waiting on the diamond. Hey, man, I think NVO at 4% would be the diamond, or even like a Chipotle, if, you know, because right now restaurants, some consumer names have done bad. Pizza has done amazing. I think pizza is getting rewarded because of how bad others are doing. But we talked about it. Chipotle could go to like 15, 20 bucks. That might be a diamond. UPS, once we get clarity on the dividend, it's attractive. Norfolk Southern agrees to give Amtrak high priority over freight trains. Agrees to make delay records trains available to DOJ. Thanks for the knowledge, baby. Amen. Use it. Use it. Eli again, I like those. My brother, where's JD? They're chilling still. YPF, Argentina, SPY coming down. I mean, it's matched up with bonds for the most part. That's what I'm saying. Price action's kind of confusing if you're looking for the macro answer, but, you know, we've still just been dancing since. Would cutting rates help the labor market? Somewhat, but I think you got to settle with it, bro. I see your chat facts. You're just confused by Donald Trump. So leave Donald Trump out of it and just view the economy as, you know, macroeconomics, cause and effect. But it'd be more so to keep the people without a job surviving easier. And again, look at the rates in mortgages and other stuff. It's not that crazy. And other stuff. Ah, my thing crapped. Okay, watch if we break, and then if the bonds go up or not, or if they go in tandem. And then now staples. Just notice Coca-Cola, Pepsi, a couple of other healthcares, and then even some like foreign stuff. There's Procter & Gamble. It's starting to look like a staple rotation, even though the Dow is still in the red. SPY and NASDAQ are matched up. Russell's still down. I want to call it a rotation, but if everything stays down, it just might be a sell-off. So we'll see. FFIV, they're at a conference. First 5. They just didn't have good options when I looked. Yes, all of your chads are recorded. So yeah, your chat facts. It says every message you've sent. So that's why, like, if I read some comments and some of you are asking economic questions, but literally like 90% of your messages towards it, it's like Trump, 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 Trump. And I'm like, I don't think you're confused about the economy. You know what I'm saying? I don't think your economics are confusing you. I would go to say, just ignore the politics outside of it. And like, just as we talked here with the pricing, you know, you just saw something happen with data and info, and then in 20 seconds, the prices move one way. Everyone's like, what? I thought that, but that. So it's the same thing. You know what's going on. There's some things and there's a lot of stuff you could kind of see, but if you keep applying it to a certain lens, like my macro must make stocks move, then you're going to be wrong. My politics or my economy must be explained through the lens of a Trump or a Biden. It's going to lead you to the wrong answer. No, I think Intel just promoted from within. You brought up tariffs in your econ class. You said they may not be inflationary. Got some disgusting looks. I know. Dude, imagine telling that to people from January till May. It's terrible. But yeah, you're not... You know, you have some students who agree with you. That's what sucks about colleges. Like, you don't realize it. I would argue half of your class would probably agree with you if you gave them objective evidence. They're just scared of the teacher. So, you know, you guys, I know a lot of college students. That's kind of been the cool part about the Chad. A lot of you guys have been in college over the years, and you let me know what goes on. That's what happens. So most people in universities, like the younger generation, they do have their own thoughts, but they just shut up for the teacher. Because if you go to like a public university, you have to you kind of have to. That's why I've told you this. You guys better be ready, because people are, if you go in front of your teacher and disagree with them, they'll fuck with you. Versus if you just simply, okay, sure, I'll do the assignment under your dumbass lens. Yeah, and he hated you the whole semester. It is. It's super sad. Like, it wasn't like that when they tried to turn me into a liberal when I was in college, but like, it wasn't as like, you want to get punished. You know, like I was a Jesus, like I started getting into Jesus before I graduated. And I told you, my philo professors would like argue with me, but they respected me. I don't know how to describe it. Like they challenged my beliefs and I challenged their beliefs. And we would go back and forth, but it wasn't like, I got an A in all of my classes. I didn't get punished for it. Nowadays, you will get punished if you're not, if like the teacher don't like you because you be fucking telling him about tariffs are deflationary. And even if you show him, you're gonna create an enemy. Unfortunately, we've gone downhill. He said, I know tariffs aren't inflationary, but I have a labor negotiation and I have to bring it up so we could get higher wages. That's hilarious. And that I respect, because that's what everyone's doing. That's the sad part, is like, that's what's going on. And most people are like, no, it's real. I'm like, no, everyone's just saying it to get something. Okay, you're flushing again. I mean, ever since the data you just did like 20, 30 minutes, ironically enough now, the SPY overshot the data, and now it's overshooting it to the downside. And then oil's starting to ramp up, aka bonds haven't broke a new low on the day, but now SPY did. And SPY went up first, but now it also went down first. So this is what I'm saying, man. The labor, you know what's going on right now. I don't think the prices are responding to the macro, but eventually it will. Your professor said, well, here's the thing, Bram. I encourage you to learn the truth and learn it the right way, but don't, like, just, if your professor's an idiot, just agree with him. Do you understand? Like, yeah, don't. That's fine, bro. Go. You're spending money on college. I want you to pass. I don't want you to get into an ideological debate with somebody who made their mind up, especially if you're at their mercy, unfortunately. What you're going to do is just nod your head and agree, and then go make money and graduate and invest, and that just do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, you are going to deal with that. I don't encourage you to, like, conform, and I'm not telling you to, like, change your opinion, but I'm definitely telling you not to, like, don't battle this dude who's your professor for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, even then, even if you like hearing the point of view, be careful, because you might bother him. That's what people do to me. And that's why I'm like, no, you guys are just annoying now. So just be real, just be authentic, be real with it, and avoid arguing in a college setting. Again, I teach you guys this so you could advance in life. I don't want you to take what I teach you, and you guys have not made as much money as I have. So you cannot go running around telling your professor is not going to listen to you the same way. I promise you. So they don't even listen to me, bro. So Don Lemon don't even listen to me, bro. He needs Jesus. So point is, though, I want you to be wise, and I want you to advance. Use the info as your edge, and you don't need to convince people, but you need to take it and use it. And they're going again. All right, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley. These are all conference. Meanwhile, SPY. Oh, and Goldman, bro. What the hell? Oh, all of them. Oh, come on. Wells Fargo's the only one that didn't go. Yeah, every single bank, Citi, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, they're all going crazy on that. Meanwhile, the SPY's dumping. But this is from the conferences. I don't see anything else. Just conferences, but now the VIX is running up. You're really flushing. So remember, just the other day, we brought up some levels. It was here when we were near the low, or the low of Friday. So yeah, you got a lot of room, dude. You still got another like 50 points before it's panicky. So I wouldn't really trip. Saudi warns against dire consequences of Israeli persistence and violations. Yeah, man. But yeah, I want you guys to be smart, though. And just the sad reality, like, you guys have seen it with me, and I want you to learn. It's just like, people will treat you very unfairly, okay? And I don't want that to happen to any of you. And that's why I'm saying you need to use the info and your freedom of thought. Don't create enemies, and you will create enemies without wanting to. But make sure you're making money and using this to your advantage. But you got to be careful, because like I'm saying, bro, people will go out of their way to fuck with you. and they will make things harder for you, and they will treat you unfairly, and they'll feel justified by it. So don't, and I could handle it, and I have, and God is good, bro. But, you know, I could only imagine if I was just a young kid in college and, you know, having to deal with that, if professors are mad about you. Like, again, I had different beliefs, but they treated me like that afterwards, you know, and it wasn't my professors, and I wasn't at their mercy. Johnson says, shut down chatter from left is growing. Damn, Goldman! The Wells Fargo's hit, but they just didn't do that, bro. Every Bank of America, GS, Citi, Morgan Stanley commercial, Doug Petno says client sentiment are strong and are able to see through the fog and uncertainty. Yesterday's low's not as bad. It's the Friday low. Friday low, we got close to, like, remember that little gap fill? So that's why I'm like, you got 20 points before we could even panic, sadly. DSY on the low. Yeah, JP Morgan, Citi, they're all going. Biogen and PG. PG going on your tape or CD. The ammo, every channel. We've been hot for a long time, burning like a candle. Cracker Barrel suspending remodels. They're going up on that. So remember, it usually fades, but that could be. There's no cheapies, but it's popping. Cracker Barrel, no remodels. Rheinmetall wants to sell civilian business first quarter. Have a good day and good luck, baby. Enjoy it. Have a great prosperous day. Make it productive. More JP Morgan. Whoa, QMMM and a couple. What were those? All right, you got a couple of small caps flushing, a couple of retail, and then I think banks and big tech are climbing up. And then travel on the low. You got Hyatt. A few others are flushing. You're getting some things moving around. Pieces are shuffling. The CEO of Cracker Barrel is the same CEO of Taco Bell. Are you kidding? That was the same bitch that got rid of the Mexican pizza? That's terrible. Now I really don't like the lady. I could look past the removing the cracker from Cracker Barrel, but that was her? That's insane. How do you... What a fool. Yeah, bro, that Mexican pizza, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. That was such a great invention from Taco Bell. And then one day, it just got removed. That's terrible. – She was the president of Taco Bell. You have cash sitting in the long term and you haven't purchased in a while. Thoughts? It rhymes with Watchlist. And we'll have all your answers. Just because we talked about this last night. So, it's up to you guys. Zillow on the low. Okay, SPY's coming down now. Like I told you, the low ticker let it. You had big tech kind of defending you, but now I think they're starting to go. Yeah, you got Microsoft coming down, Meta on the high, and then Google, if that comes down, you'll come down, but then you have a lot more names starting to drop. Yeah, Dow is like 50-50. Dow's the best now, but Russell's doing terrible. Only 35 names green on the NASDAQ, 60-something in the red, and then 150 on the SPY. So 50 more names went red. Yeah, they brought back the Mexican pizza recently, but for many years it was gone. Nvidia. TD on the high. I don't know if they're at a conference. CWD, that was your small cap run. Now we got PG running and Staples. Baba. Hims on the low. MSTR, is that the inverse? Yeah, that's the inverse, so it's going on the low. Hims. Okay, more bank. All I see is banks on the high and a couple random ones. But yeah, there's a lot on the low. I mean, you have about 70-80% almost in the red now, and then the SPY is not looking as hot. I don't know about fasten seatbelts. Like I said, you have to get to yesterday's low, like the low of it, or a low of Friday before we freak out. So right here, you're below. You just fell below 6,500, but you're still within the range. MS. More Morgan Stanley now. What the hell, bro? Whoa, that one's a lot bigger. Oh, no. Nice. Okay, going vertical again. And oil, though. Remember, you had a bad Israel notified U.S. ahead of Doha strike. But you had a lot of these war headlines today. I think the bank, Wells Fargo's just later in the day, but that JP Morgan, GS, all of them, bro. They just took another one. Jeez. Okay. The company cited environmental concerns, noting that the Mexican pizza used over 7 million pounds of paperboard material. Holy fuck. So she removed the Mexican pizza because of ESG? Dog, this lady is batshit, huh? Pizza, pizza. Speaking of pizza. That was before your time, I'm sure, bro. I don't think you'd stand for that. All right, even Apple, the big tech, they're not like dropping anymore. You got that little pop. But yeah, everybody kind of got washed for a little bit. Unfortunately, not big enough to freak out. All that led to was the Dow leading. So now give it a couple more hours, because the next move, it's either Dow's going to be the leader and everybody else will kind of lag behind it, or someone's going to move with the Dow, and then we'll see who's remaining. Oh, Celsius on the high. Oh, and then UNH popping. So UNH through the high. Like I said, you had a couple of things rotating. And then you have Celsius getting some candles here too. Not bad, Habibi. Not bad. SNTG. Oh, we've seen that before. It's that small cap one. All right, I feel like I only see small caps on the high ticker now. And then cold, you got that gas moving around. Something's going on. Then AT&T says SpaceX buying EchoStar is the highest and best use of that spectrum. Goldman Sachs conference. All right, all the banks came down. They hit for a second, but they had cheapies, so they were 1-2 cents. You didn't have to go that crazy. Chewy on the high. Okay, a couple more small caps starting to run up. And dude, it's super early. It's only 7:50. So yeah, man, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but it's early. UPS is not bad. UPS still near the low. FFIV, that's another conference one. Just options weren't too hot. UNH is top right. That's breaking out. They had good news this morning too. And healthcare is one of the only industries barely in the green right now. Staples aren't even in the green. Okay, NVIDIA on the low now. NVIDIA is kind of flushing. That's why the red candle's coming back. I think you only have Meta up. Meta and maybe Google. Yeah, Google's up, and then Meta. I think all the other ones flipped. Yeah, Amazon's holding barely. But then NVIDIA down almost 1%. Lake? Yeah, Celsius, I don't know if they're at conference or not, but that's running. And now Kroger on the low. Kroger kind of flushing. It's down 20 cents. Oh, weed stocks on the high. Well, well, well. MSOS starting to run. It's already up 3, but breaking out. JP Morgan Petnome expects equity capital to continue to be robust. Higher performance-related expenses in investment banking business. And now we're red. I mean, today, I don't know, man. That was... Do you guys see it, though? No one's asking me about the jobs data anymore. But I don't know, man. Everybody kind of was quick to talk themselves out of that one. That was weird. But yeah, we started off one way, and then we had this data, and then the data kind of caused these weird reactions, and then now bonds are pinned near the low. SPY dribbled down, but like, look at this scoreboard. I mean, the only thing really moving is the Russell. Yeah, bro, weed, MSOS, that just took another % right in front of you. That's in the bottom right. I mean, VIX at 15, bro, is nothing. It's, I remember the days. Remember, even this year, you had what? Wasn't the VIX near 40 at one point this year? So yeah, man, it's been a wild time. Yeah, China made a comment on the Qatar Doha thing. Google now, remember, Google's at the conference too. So you just saw the Morgan Stanleys and JP Morgans. Bros, some of the drinks are coming up. Celsius, I guess Bros is a restaurant though. I don't know if I could bundle it into the drink category. AT&T says current admin policies will help sustain increased investment in telecom business. Jeffries is popping too. JEF, that's going almost vertical. Like, it's a financial. I think they are at the conference. But yeah, JEF, Heffy. Snap on the high. Watch Pinterest. If Snap is moving, Pinterest might be next, because Pinterest is at the conference today. Yeah, I don't know why Snap is moving. Okay, there's Google again, and SPY right back to VWAP, so that little extra freak out, you're right back to where the bonds are, the low end of the job revision data. Yeah, there's Bros. I don't think there's any news on MSOS. Not anything wire related. It might be rumors. Yeah, I don't know if there's something going on. I think there's something like Texas legislation on like hemp or something. So people are expecting some policy. Abbott expected to issue executive order to set THC product age restrictions for Texas. Yeah, I think it is the Texas shit. So that's what I'm saying. People are talking about policy, but nothing's came out yet. That's related to MSOS weed. So a couple minutes ago, people are circulating the Texas stuff. Yeah, watch Pinterest. Snap is moving, but Pinterest is at the conference later in the day. Jeff is still going up. I think the banks are all killing it. So that's awesome. And then watch Google too. That'll be the final one, I think, on the big names. Here's just a lot, man. A lot of company specific today. And then SPY right at VWAP. Good morning, man. Good morning. Still early. It's like mad early. Googling. I want to play the Googles, but I don't know. They might though, because like even the JP Morgan's, GS, all these big name companies, I feel like they're gonna have good at the conferences. But there was one the other day that had a bad announcement. MTN on the low. Okay. K-Web hit a 52-week high. So yeah, and then China, no one's talking about it, but they have like a bunch of these robotic meetings. So remember there was that like robotic Olympics? There's like 3 different events in China this week related to like AI and tech. And then we had the other shit yesterday with Apple. And then if we could get a China deal, that's still one of your broader themes you've been waiting for from the beginning of the year. But yeah, it's not, K-Web is on fire. Even after they said they want to rein in the bubble. So that was all good, but we'll see. And even Baidu above 109 or whatever, and even above 100, that's very good. Amazon held very good today. So there's a couple names like Nvidia down. Yeah, look at Amazon's waking up. Good call. It was just hanging at break even. It wouldn't go red, it wouldn't go green, and now it's starting to move. So that could help add some support. Datadog, Datakelp. I saw a couple highs there. That's starting to go up. I think they're at a conference as well, too. Oh, Apple. We can't even watch the Apple event. You know that? You know, every time you try to play an Apple event, they will copyright you. So, like, if any creators try to play the Apple event, they'll take your video down and ban you. Because they want you to go to watch it by yourself. Yes. That's why if you've never been here before, what I do is I play the video and I add my own voiceovers. So sometimes it's really offensive. So I don't know if we're going to do it today, but we'll see. My translation is somewhat accurate. I'll still, I read the captions. Okay, Googly, the high ticker is starting to shift now. You got a couple names like Kroger that were on the low. CoreWeave was high. That one's flushing. But then, yeah, you're switching. Yeah, Kroger is still dumping. I think it's pretty spot on sometimes. Yeah. What are they going to do? Release a new... What am I going to miss? The new camera? Oh, what are they going to launch now? Oh, they're going to make it smaller? Oh, how did we miss that info? So I think it's pretty good. I liked it too early. That was too early. Too early. That was a fun one. That was a fun one. $25% more lens. UNH again. And then oil too. Any of the war stuff today was not good. Yeah, oil starting to rip. USO, UCO, literally stick right now as we look at it. They might announce some partnerships, but I forgot what it was. There's some like these events can't cause movements. But one of them, I think the last time they released Apple 16, the intelligence, it actually did really good. Even though they didn't release anything. You guys don't, I think that was the weirdest one. The last couple years of Apple, God bless them, they've still done pretty well. But it's just been weird. You guys don't remember that? They literally launched AI before they had AI shit. Yeah, that was, I will never forget that. It was the weirdest launch ever. The 16, and then they were like, yeah, Apple Intelligence. It'll be on there, but there's nothing that it just, it's like Siri, but it talks to, Siri already talked to it, but it's Siri without your permission. What? Wait, what do you mean? So you just gonna go through my whole entire phone and just start, wait. No, it's not. Oh my. So yeah, it was just Siri without your permission. That's it. So now Siri is running without you talking to that hoe. And now, yeah, here we are. So that was the last time, but it was still pretty good for the stock, believe it or not. Hood on the line. All right. You just keep going in waves, bro. Waves between the high-low ticker. Just watch the bar. It's kind of like the ocean tides. It just goes back and forth. Advancers, decliners, but generally more names red. Dow's still holding that green like we talked about. We're really waiting to see who catches up. Russell came up 0.5%, low-key. I was down at like 1.2. And then bonds are finally going down. This is big. Because like I told you, they didn't go lower than from the data. And then now you played this game, but they're getting a little worse. MCFT expands dealer network to Mexico and Germany. Says Ruben CPX will debut at end of 2026. UNH still going. IBK art out too. That's a financial. I think they might do split screen though. Cause bro, my girl got an iPad. And I was like, why the fuck would you buy an iPad? What's wrong with you? What do you need an iPad for? But now I want an iPad. It has split screen and it's dope. But you know, Android had that 20 years ago. Okay, 10 years ago. No exaggeration. A decade ago. That's when Android unveiled split screen. But yeah, so now the iPads have it. They are pretty cool. I like iPads. I didn't really respect them because I was like, why the fuck you need an iPad for? But yeah, I see it. I see the vision. I see the vision. And then I didn't know you can if I get my MacBook and I get like 2 iPads, I could just use the iPads as monitors. Like it connects to your computer screen even without a wire if you like have the same Apple ID. This thing got unhalted, whatever it is. And then watch bonds, though. Because, again, that's the lowest from when the data came out. Hood snap still going. I want to see pins. CWD, that was the one that it went really crazy. It went to 45 from like $1 or whatever. So this one just crashed intraday. Yeah, the Note 2 had split screen. That was 10 years ago. Affirm. It's such a weird dynamic of what's going up. Now, granted, you have the conferences, so I think that's holding some things up, but yeah, you're still same dynamic. It's literally 70% red, but the names that are up are just kind of unique. So like certain like tech services are in the green today, then energy, then some industrials. Health, and then finance is killing it on the Dow. And then overall SPY, Conoco on the high. Remember, energy was running, or Firm. I just put that one up. That one's still going now. Yeah, Firm's getting candles. They probably are at a conference as well, too. If I want Samsung monitors, bro. And TVs. You work for Samsung? I have a broken one. Can you get me a new one? I moved a big-ass Samsung screen from one of my houses, and it cracked. Can you give me a new one, please, Samsung? It just sits there, and I look at it, and I cry. And I say, oh, I would use Samsung, but it's broken. I like Samsung monitors. They're my favorite. Apple on the low now, so watch out if that starts going. Zelensky urges allies for prompt decision on air defense. Boeing delivery numbers coming out too. Yeah, Boeing starting to pop now. 385 jets through end of August, surpassing 2024 total. 57 in August. Books 26 gross orders. STI. So did any of you guys figure out my bad idea from the watch list last night? I'm looking at the long term again. So I hope you watched it, but if you were watching yesterday's video, we came up with an idea for dividends. But we went over a couple of ideas, but then I said I have a terrible idea, but I'm just gonna let you guys think about it and tell me what is the terrible idea. Has anybody figured it out? You had about 12 hours as you slept. Oh, you got it. Yeah. My terrible idea was, because I told you, I was like, bro, if I need $3,000, that would take a year. It would take a year of just doing nothing. So, yeah, what if we did margin? So I can margin $3,000 to get my yield, and then I guarantee me an extra month of deposits. But then the margin rate would be a lot higher than the yield. So you would literally be running a deficit just so you could get an advance on the money to buy dividends. That's it. But yeah, so it's an instant loss. So you're going to borrow at 12% to get 5%. I'm laughing because you know how many motherfuckers do this every fucking day. And then they'll ask, hey, Josh, I got a house. I got hundreds of thousands of dollars at 2%, Josh. What do you say, Josh, if we get rid of it? And then let me pull out another $200,000 at fucking 9%, Josh. And then I could buy something that yields me nowhere near that, and then we could lose guaranteed. What do you say?
Oh, not a bad idea.
So yeah, that's not. But I'm just like you, brother. I had the thought. It went through my head, brother. It went through my head. Believe who would have? I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, fuck. I need $3,000. I'm like, how can I get $3,000? I'm like, wait. All right. I go be patient. Nah, fuck that. I could save. Nah, fuck that. I could margin it. Yeah. So I thought about it. Believe me, I thought about it, but it just doesn't make sense because you would be running a pretty much like a 10% or like an 8% loss for 12 months. And then that's assuming we find nothing else we want to buy in that 12 months. So yeah, it's a trap. Might be a trap. But I thought about it. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be that bad because it's only $3,000. That's the difference. So like when you guys do this with a lot of money, it's really bad. But in this case, let's just do the math. I don't even know what let's say I took $3,500, right? I gave myself a 1-year advance. And you want to know what the crazy part is? I can. You know why? Because we've never used margin. So technically, TD Ameritrade, they'll give my ass $32,000 to buy. So me saying I want a 1-year advance isn't that crazy. But I just don't think I don't see any names where I'm like, oh yeah, give me all of that money right now. I'll lock it in. But think about it. Let's say the margin rate is at 12%. Ooh! No way. Yeah, you're spending $420 a year. I don't like that. So yeah, you would be pretty much, they'll give you 1 year of deposits up front, but it's going to cost you a deposit and a half almost. So that's the thing. It's like, yeah, and then every deposit we get, it'll lower the margin debt, but you're still running a deficit. So you're pretty much going to give away one deposit at minimum if you want to play this game. You should have a much better rate. I don't know what it is because I don't use margin on this account. So I don't even know what my margin rate is. But even then, it's not going to be that low. Like, you guys know that, right? Like, margin rates are insane. So it should be relatively, I would assume it would be, I don't think it would be lower than 10%. You or your work at Schwab will do discounted margin if you ask. Habibi, how about you give me you could do 1%. Yalla, let's go. I do deal right now. I buy. Come on. It was like TOS 9%. That's not bad, but it's still kind of crazy. You know, give me 1%, Habibi. Yalla, what the fuck? What do you mean? You give a discount. Give a discount. Yalla. A new class of GPU designed for massive context inference. Yeah, I'm not trained under expecting margin to be lower than the funds rate. It's usually double. Unless you're like non-retail. That's the same stock? Robinhood, you have to pay for it to get the access. And then you might be tempted to put it on the next Chargers game. That's a different risk I've not been faced with. $5 a month. Okay, rich guy, that's like a couple percentage points of my yearly dividend already. What the fuck? So, I hate to break it to you. Still money. That factors into the cost. So so I just showed you $400 for the margin, right? So if I have to spend $60 a year to get the margin, my margin cost just went up. So lower rate though, so that would be different. But I bet you it would be the same. So we do 3,600, 3,500. So 192 and then add the 60. So you're still saving 250. This it would work on Robinhood. Because if I yield more than that, then yeah, it's free. The rate's 5.5. I know, I just calculated that. So then now if I want to gamble on margin, I would have to move my whole brokerage to Robinhood. Which again, I hope you see that is their model. But yeah, so I wouldn't do it. I'll see what the guy says at TD. If I could get it lower than the Fed's fund rate, I'd do it. But if I have to pay for it, I'm not. That's welcome to money. Yeah, we're not moving. I haven't even been able to move out of Hood from 5 years ago. I just gave up. So I just have one account with Abivai. Just because I hate Robinhood. But it's good. I'm thankful for how many people Robinhood is like, you know, the ease of it got so many people interested in the market, which is good, but I just where they're taking it. And like I'm saying, like, do you guys see their model and all of these like borrow, pay for it, all of it? It's just it's incentivized for real. That's why it's much cheaper, but I don't think that's gonna always lead to longevity. Well, it's not, Robinhood's not sadly that you're on it, but just think about what I just described. Some of you, if it's easier for you to make a bad decision, you will. That's the problem. So like I'm telling you, we're running through this. I wanted you to, I shared a goal with you yesterday, and I'm showing you how I think about it and the different options and what we're looking for and timing and planning, right? I'm planning ahead $300 a month. I'm telling you what I would need to do to accomplish my goal, right? And like I said, there is an option that you could kind of break the rules, go outside of it, and start speeding up the process. But that comes with a lot, and that's why for some people it would be easier to do. And then you'll even look at it and be like, oh shit, before you know it, it's not that much more. It's easier to get involved in it, and then before you know it, you're gone. You're fully margined. That it happens. It could happen to you. But yeah, that was my bad idea of the day. Just loan the money to yourself for 0% interest. I could, but I don't think that's gonna work. as like a good example. And then as I ran into my financial difficulty to accomplish my financial goal, I borrowed money from myself at zero. That's what Jerome Powell does, okay? I could do it in a smaller sense, but I don't think that's good for all of you. DG, $1.30 on the low. When TOS was new, they used to send you a shirt with a monkey on it that said, "Don't let the market make a monkey out of you." I didn't know that. Accenture acquires identity access company IM Concepts. Do I stake my Ethereum? No, I do not. I don't trust anybody. And have you heard, did you guys see what's going on right now in crypto? I don't really understand it, but apparently there's like a hack going on in crypto. So be careful with your wallets, hardware wallets, and then even transactions. Just be careful. There's something going on right now that people are talking about. Something got fucked up. But yeah, I never did the staking. And I said that before it blew up in everyone's face with the FTX. It kind of came back a little bit, but no, I'm not a fan of that. I just buy houses with it. Someone even asked me yesterday, they're like, how do I sell stocks to buy, or how do I sell crypto to buy stocks? I've never said that. I would sell stocks to buy crypto if it's at a good price, but then I would be selling crypto to buy houses. But I don't know. If you wanted to stake Ethereum and get 5% back on your digital asset that has already moved a lot, it doesn't make sense to me. I would either sell it and turn it to a more valuable asset, or I would just store it away safely because it won't be worth the risk. But then again, I'm a boomer. So, not really, but I bought Ethereum very early, and I told this to people early on. I looked kind of dumb for a little bit, but then for some moment I looked like a genius. I still think I do in this space, but yeah, I don't like staking. It's a weird animal. All of these, so many things in finance lately, a lot of people have hijacked it and try to make it seem like it's not real value investing. It's not real yield. So I don't view it. Again, I love crypto. I bought Ethereum at $8. I have all the videos on YouTube if you're interested. But it's not, I'm not doing that shit. It's just too new, man. And I wouldn't trust people with that. It took 3 weeks. Nah, that's not the issue. Everybody saw the real problem. When you started watching the collapses in the FTX, that was a bad situation. So I didn't forget. I hope you didn't. But that literally, I was like years in advance. I was just warning everybody about it. And then literally the worst possible scenario happened. I mean, just up until recently, without the president and crypto doing what it did, it would have been ugly, man. It still would have been ugly. So, yeah. I mean, I'm glad nobody's like losing in the same way, but some people did get fucked during that. But you already witnessed one of the worst things ever. And you already know what it was. Like, you see it. Well, you guys remember Web 3? That's what everybody would talk about during the time. What I remember, this staking was annoying, bro. And this is what I'm saying. The annoying part is that you have people who are like, I think they're fake. A lot of it is like propaganda. But you guys don't remember how loud they were during that moment. And then literally it just ends with scam, fraud, and people like getting washed. And then you don't hear from them ever again. So that's why you guys got to be careful of the hype. Like even the IPOs, all that. Is that like when you're in the moment and that's all you hear, you think it's something, but just remember, man, like if it doesn't have longevity and once it starts to you know, like fade, bro, they're all just gonna disappear. So that like the like demand is manufactured. Like when you look around and like you just see people talk about it, that's why I'm saying like I want you guys to notice the propaganda and even like some of the Twitter shit. Because it's all just, it's spurring demand and hype. Yeah, UNH keeps going, bro. I had it up there. I keep switching between, but that just took another $4 at the high. NFTs weren't bad. Like, NFT didn't have the same appeal because NFTs were dumb. You get what I'm saying? Like, you weren't tricking people with NFTs. Why? Because you're like, what the fuck is a non-fungible? What do you mean I'm buying a picture for $20,000? It didn't make sense. Like, you get what I'm saying? NFTs it wasn't smart. It didn't have a fake intellect behind it. Oh, y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't want to hear this. You don't get why I piss off people in finance and crypto? It's because they all want to be smart people and they get mad when I'm a dumbass and we outperform them. You don't get it? That's what it is. It's all fake intellect. You know what I mean? That's why I kept telling you, bro. The problem with the modern people in this market and the young generation, they don't give a fuck about making money. They just want to be right. It's the weirdest shit I've ever witnessed in my life. It's all this fake intellect shit. They just want to look smart. They want to feel smart and feel like they're doing something. It doesn't even matter if it doesn't produce fruit. They don't give a fuck. It's the weirdest shit. So understand that. Lulu, UNH still going. Lulu on the low now. But why I'm saying that, because like think about what happened with staking and staking your money. Why did that's why I'm saying people got mad and the arguments were different. We weren't fighting about a picture of a monkey for $20,000. You get what I'm saying? It was young people tricked in their mind, and they were like, well, this is smart. I'm saving money. I'm yielding. Like, it sounded like real finance. That's what tricked so many people. You get what I'm saying? They kept taking the truth of dividends and the truth of yield and the truth of holding. They used that truth, and then they perverted it and twisted it. And now instead of doing it with real assets that have really held for 20, 30, 40 years, they're telling you to do it with volatile things that you don't even have a 5-year history on. And then they're telling you, instead of give your money to somebody who's supposed to be like a custodian and hold your money and protect it for a 10-year process, they ignored all of that. And they're like, yeah, just give your money to random brokers who nobody knows anything about. And I was saying this in the moment, and everybody would just fight with me and argue. And they're like, you're an idiot, you're this, you're that. Again, because it sounded smart. It sounded like you were doing some smart people shit. Like, you know, it sounded like people are like, oh, yeah, I'm really doing finance. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, yeah, yeah. No, I'm taking my money. I'm being wise. I'm going to set it up here. Yeah, and then I'll get this much back. And no, and this can't. It's smart. Why wouldn't it? And then in 2 years, I get all my money back. Think about it. So, yeah, it's like, it's bullshit. They use like the smart people stuff to make it seem like you were like, they tried to make it seem like OG investing, and it just wasn't. It just really wasn't. It was missing everything. And that's why I was telling you, bro. Yeah, I warned you. And people got mad at me. I had longtime viewers who ignored me when I told them to buy Bitcoin below $10,000. They ignored me, and then they FOMO'd into crypto at double or triple the price. And then when I told them not to stake their money, they got mad at me. They got really angry. And then they would say, Josh, you don't understand. I hate you. You don't want me to succeed. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. And yeah, but that was, and again, those people ended up losing. They got fucked. And I didn't wish that. I really don't. But it's just like, you guys got to be careful for it. And that's why some of the, oil? A couple oil names are dropping. That's weird. Whoa. Yeah, oil dumping now after all the war shit. Hopefully you guys see how I picked up on that. That was just looking at, as I'm ranting to you guys, I'm paying the fuck attention. I hope you realize that. Because literally, I just noticed every single oil name on the low as I'm talking to you. And then that's weird. Because again, you were just hitting a stick 30 minutes ago on the high. And we had all that drama. So you got UNH on the high, Lulu on the low, Broadcom dumping now as well, SPY at VWAP, bonds at the low end of the data. Ta-da! Burberry down 9. Uh-oh. It did, Frog. You remember, if you look at the stream alert, go look at that price target I gave you last week. So if you got time, you're $25 in the money on those UNHs. Stream alerted last week. So again, I have a program. Some plays and some days I can identify a sweet spot. The problem is the timing. Isn't that crazy? I could almost get you a sweet spot with like 90% accuracy. The timing, I'm at 60, 70%. But if I could zone in on it, it's a fucking money printer. But yeah, so UNH though, we had the 322. That was what I told you last week. Many more times I'm crossed like that. What makes me still keep on going? Because it's easy. Have you ever watched somebody go from homeless to having 5 houses? I have. I've gone from people meeting me, sleeping in their car. Now they have kids. I don't even have kids, and they have beautiful families. Do you know the real changes we have made? So all the fucking idiots who don't listen, God bless you. It's the one person who's, you have no idea, bro. That's what I'm telling everybody. I'm trying to scream it from the rooftops. That's why I'm saying, why are we playing around still? And that's some people who've hated me for 5 years. They played the game that other people played 5 years before. You don't remember that? Before, when I got on the internet and they're like, this guy who don't show his face, he's a scammer. He's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. I was buying Bitcoin at $200 and posting it. And y'all were still calling me a scammer. But guess what? Small groups of people listened and they came with me. What do you think happens every 5 years, bro? That's literally, it's the same cycle every 5 years. It's the same pattern with me. There's Pinterest. I thought it would go up. It went down. I was telling you to watch that one. But yeah, it's the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Even now, I have people a couple years ago, and they'll be like this, and they'll be weird with me about it. But I'm like, you guys are hating me for 5 years with whatever fake theory you have that has already been proven wrong. And I'm just like, look in front of you. Okay, even if I took everything you said about me as if it were true, you cannot ignore I bought the Bitcoin in front of you. You cannot ignore I brought all of these things in front of people earlier than everybody. That I'm telling you, that is dangerous and is going to destroy everybody, and it does. So yeah, that's why regardless, again, real estate right in front of your eyes. As Graham Stephan and the Meet Kevins who have more exposure are telling you it's going to crash in 2022 at 0% interest. Again, it's the same thing. So that's why I keep going, because every one of these cycles, I walk away with like more enemies and people who steal and do weird shit, but a small portion of the people come with me and they end up changing their life, the world, and it's exactly what I think God wanted, because it's beautiful. And it's the same thing I've given to the people who disavowed it or the people who didn't respect it. But the same people used it, and they used it right, and now their lives have changed. So I think that's just how success works. Anybody will give it out for free. I will too, and I'll tell it to the people. But it's going to be on you guys to actually use it. So yeah, that is what I that's why I keep going. I mean, it's definitely less people who go with it, and then you have that. But enough of these cycles. It's gonna be hard for you guys to keep saying I'm everything that I'm not, because it's real, dog, and it's right in front of you. So I'd pick up on it sooner rather than later, but I keep going because we need to give time for the people who need to pick up on it. But they're the ones that motivate me, nobody else. That's in all honesty. That's why I said I don't care about the rich people anymore. I don't care if you're already rich and you don't need it. I don't care. And if you got rich off of not having something and you want to change the world with me, let's do it. You see what I'm about. But yeah, I think it's super simple. But so those with ears to hear, be wise and just don't fall for the fake smart people shit. That's all. Don't chase intellect. Don't chase being correct. You need to chase your future. You need to walk away with something and make it good. And that's why all of these events that we've been through, and I'm telling you these stories about me, but all that matters is, like, in the moment, bro, just you need to ignore the hype. That's what it is. Because that's what I'm telling you is I've showed people stuff, and in the like right now we could talk about it and see it very clear, but in the moment, bro, when there's hype, in the moment when it's Josh telling you one thing, and then there's thousands of other people being like, La Boo Boo dolls, La Boo Boo, La Boo Boo, La Boo Boo staking. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's what separates the people. You have to learn to think for yourself, truly, and get to the point where you're not acting in on the hype and then letting hype lead you to decisions that don't make sense or decisions that you wouldn't naturally do. Bitcoin. I want to know what happened with that oil thing.
Bitcoin.
I know NVO's on the high now. Yeah, NVO's starting to rip. EPSM.
NVO.
And Dr. J's Cash 20! My man. Or not. It only takes one, bro. Look at you, and you have great people in this community. Ask me why. You see the meetup, bro? Woo! Dr. James Cash. Bro, I love you. I love all the Chaz, baby. Let's go. That's it, man. I said 1 out of every 10. 2 out of every 10 is worth it. You have no idea. That's word to the Bible, dog. They don't know about that one lost sheep. You know what I'm saying? Amen. Amen. Ow. My finger is still jammed from that last week, bro. That hurt. I love it, baby. I love it. I don't know why Bitcoin's selling. Even then, we're still in the data range, surprisingly. The SPY moved a little more. Bonds got a little out of it, but unfortunately, I even think you have another 40 points, 30 points before you even get to a panic point. So I hope y'all ready to chill, but other than that, these conferences, every 30 minutes, it's producing a pop or a drop. So until we get, and then you got Trump at like 3 or 4 today. That's what we got to do. So all the guys, because I want you guys out there. We need to pretty much, we could either do it privately, where I don't have to disclose the date so that we could keep it more private. But I just need to find out when you guys could get out there. That's what we need to figure out. We need to figure out a good day between now and the next couple months, end of the year, where everybody where it'd be the most convenient. Because that's the hard part. That's all it is, bro. I'm telling you, like, I felt bad with the travel. Because I'm like, man, I wanted them to stay. And it's just like, dude, you have to, if you guys got work, you got families. I have work, I have families. Like, you can't just, like, just come across the fucking country. So I totally understand. And that's why I'm like, we just gotta pick one date where it's most convenient for everybody. And then that way, or at least more people it works than not. And then we have to have like a month lead time, so it's easy to coordinate, get flights, and then we could see that way too. If we have other people at different flights, we can have pickups and all of that. I think it would be the holidays. That's what happened last time. I see Besant. He says, Fed choking off growth with high interest rates. And Microsoft updating flexible. That was old. That was a work schedule. Thanksgiving weekend, I was thinking about it, but then also, what's the reality? Motherfuckers are going to be with their family on Thanksgiving. So I want to do a Thanksgiving one. I'm thinking we do it the week before. Either the week before or a couple days before. So that, because then the market will be slow, but then it can't be on the holiday because a lot of Chads will need to go back home. So that's what we have to figure out. So everything works. We have enough land, we have enough space. It's now clean and it's ready to sleep people. It works. Everything works. That's what we got to test out. The only issue is travel. That's it. Organizing travel, getting people there, arranging it. That's the problem. Because that was draining, bro. It was a lot of work. And then even for the guys, I'm glad they got home and then they had an extra day off. If they didn't, it would have been brutal. Yeah, because some people came in super late and then they had to go back on Sunday. It was terrible. It wasn't that bad. They were tough, bro. But even then, like, I drove a lot back and forth and it's like, yeah, we find an answer to that. So then that way, like, everybody's going to the airport and coming at the same time, making it easy to get to the location. Like, yeah, it would have been nice. So that's what we learned. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad I got to do it. I'm glad the guys were chill. And that's what I was saying, though, on the video, bro. Like, with how it worked, man, I could only imagine, like, it would have been great, man. There were some of you, I think it would have been the same exact vibe. So, amen. Yeah, it still would have been hard. And then, Bill, I got your email. I like it, Bill. Talk to your back office and see what they could do. Can you get us a Chad rate? So if you could get us a Chad rate below the Fed funds rate, or give us a discount on the 2.5, if you could offer it to me and all of my viewers, I will push everybody to you guys. I already do for free because I just like you genuinely. So, yeah. No, yeah, he does work with Schwab. He sent me all the info. But he has his Schwab email and all of that. So I could call you through my account if you want, but like I'm saying, go talk to whoever you need to. If they could offer that for the Chads, I'll do it. That's always been my thing. It sucks because of compliance. Because everybody who's ever offered me like a sponsorship, I usually ask them to give the money to the people or give the offer to the people, and they say there's issues with compliance. But if you guys could figure out a special rate for the Chad and on like a code, just offer it to everybody, I think that'll work. But even then though, like I just said though, I don't want it to turn into Robinhood. Because I like the idea, if the Fed funds, if it was low enough interest, it would be good. But we built our whole long term without margin. That's the thing. Because I do think a lot of people, word to Dave Ramsey, just margin could cause a lot of problems if you don't know how to really use it. Or even if you think you know how to use it, one set of debt, man, leads to another. It's terrible. But I like it. Dave Ramsey has a restaurant? I didn't know he had a restaurant. All right, low ticker pick it China now. What the fuck? Yo, yeah, China flipped. That's a weird one. It's still up 2.5, but you have to agree to my account is a margin account. We just never used more. So you have to set up margin from as you like create your account. You're either gonna set a margin account or a cash account. And then MO. Oh, AXP flipped. Wells. Isn't it odd that estimates for job were not severely altered? They were for Biden. That's what I was saying it for 4 years. Nobody, like I'm saying, bro. It's the same thing in reverse, man. I don't even take it personally. I hope more people could see it, but this is like a new feature of the modern market that didn't exist prior. But just that's what happened 4 years ago. The same way you view this stuff and you're like, oh my God, Donald Trump. You had half of America saying the same thing about Biden, even on Wall Street. But that's it. Just half of Wall Street is a bunch of liberals as well. There's more liberals on Wall Street than not. So it was the same thing. Last 4 years, everybody knew that you couldn't trust the data. It was already not credible. And you had groups of people saying, no, this is not normal. This is like, you had the same thing. And now it just reversed. So yeah, that's been going on since pretty much, I showed it with the consumer sentiment at the beginning of the year. Pretty much the first election of Donald Trump, that's when the widened range between like political polarization, it started to distort economic data. You know, Donald Trump from 2016, he allowed people to justify not following, like, because if you didn't like Donald Trump, you were able to act out and nobody would really punish you. And that's what started happening from 2016 in finance. So like Donald Trump would do something or expect something, In a normal situation, you wouldn't really care. But since it was Donald Trump, everyone would be like, oh yeah, that's going to be bad. Or if you like Donald Trump, you would be like, oh yeah, it's going to be really good. So Donald Trump is very polarizing. And since 2016, I tracked this. I made a whole video on it. We went over all the data. I used AI, all of it. You could go back and see how month after month from 2016 till today, the consumer sentiment lost its efficacy because it got more and more polarized. It then became less about the economy, more about politics. Less about what's going on, what people are doing, more about politics. And you saw that with jobs. That's why, a couple years ago, inflation was at 9%. They were telling you the jobs market was booming and you were paying $7 a gallon for gasoline. But those same people would just be like, no, it's fine. That wasn't credible to a lot of people. But the people in charge of the mainstream media, they said it was credible and the other half believed it. So you've been doing this for a long time. That's why I'm saying it's not really about Trump. It's not only just about Biden or anything else. It's kind of a new feature of the modern political economy over the last 5 to 7 years, is that the polarization has created a different interpretation of the data. It's not the same. So that's why I'm welcome to the club. Some of you guys now doubting the jobs data, but the club started 4 years ago. So I'd like to welcome all the new members. You guys are now here because of Donald Trump. We started the club because of Joe Biden. So, but we are all here for the same reason. You are wondering about the jobs data and if you could believe it. So there you go. Oh shit, we did miss push-ups. Such an exciting day. Plant on the high. And yeah, stand up, move around a little. I feel like we haven't had propaganda today. Can we get some propaganda? Propaganda, feeling right. Oh, you better be propaganda.
Seeing in all of these markets.
What will steal the show? Is it all about the slimmer versions? Or will the Pro still be the standout? Will ultimately people go for more power, more battery life versus trying out something that's incredibly slim but might be better for a next generation?
Again, great question. And for me, I think it depends. It's going to be a combination. I think that's what Apple is doing really well, and it's an ingenious move because with the Slim, they've gotten the buzz, the marketing, and a great, the lead up to the event because the Slim will hit the mark with a lot of consumers, or with few consumers actually, than the majority of consumers who are looking for camera better performance. So the Pro will hit the majority of consumers, so will generate more volume and certainly more revenue for Apple. But the Slim device will also hit the mark. So I think combined is what will lead to a bigger upgrade cycle for Apple this year. And that's why, as a result, for total, so if you look at the 17 series, we're expecting them to do bigger volume than the 16.
Very, very quickly, trade-ins, how big a factor will that be, particularly in America? Very quick.
Huge.
Okay.
Ginormous.
That's succinct, Caro. You had it there.
Nabila Pofel, it's so good to have you back on the show, Senior Research Director at IDC. We love their number crunching. Meanwhile, Ed, that does it for this edition of Bloomberg Tech. We got more.
Yeah, stay with us throughout the news day for more on Apple. Special coverage later today, very focused on pricing. Bring in the tariffs and the political story. And as Nabila just talked about, huge factor is trade-ins.
And we're very focused on the share price, not just the price of the phones. Currently off by 0.75%, let's call it, 236. This is a company that's added $430 billion in market cap since the beginning of July alone. Can it vindicate that run-up as anxiety around supply chain perhaps has dialed down a bit? And now we want to see how much it can drive fundamentals with real hardware innovation. From New York, from Cupertino, keep all eyes on Apple, one of the most valuable companies in the world. This is Bloomberg Tech.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad beat. I like it. I like it. Airlines on the low. Now Baba, that was a weird one, man. And then Apple. Remember, Baba was up 4% at one point. If you want to get familiarized with AI and you want to be skilled, the last computer you bought was 2015. Should you get a new MacBook? You should get a new computer, but probably not a MacBook. So MacBooks are expensive. They're good, but if you really want to start getting into AI, just get something with good processing power, a good graphics card. You'll save a lot of money. Just build your own, or get like a pre-built one and put the shit in it, and then start from there. You will need, like, you could do some stuff, but you do need a more power to, like, depending on what you want to do. There's some web-based applications. It doesn't really matter what your computer's doing, but if you start getting into like other code in that, you will need some processing. And then, bro, do you guys not know the problem? We have a very, very big problem with AI. I haven't faced this problem yet with my stuff, but I see it now. I see it getting there. But yeah, dude, it's crazy, actually. It's crazy. So the new problem that's going to happen with AI, and I could relate to this. It reminds me of the farm. The problem is what's it called? The problem is going to be maintenance. So ask any coder already. I'm sure Tim could relate to this, but maintaining like a code base, like a base of code, and just like, you know, you write code, you make a program, it runs, and then you have to maintain it, right? Because the code produces stuff, right? You tell it to do this, and then it's going to produce stuff on the back end, and then you have to like monitor that and maintain it, right? So that's the problem. Do you guys not get what's happening? You now have AI creating. People aren't creating their own code base anymore. It's an AI created code base. So what happens? Yeah, it'll delete good code, and then it'll input new bad code. And then before you know it, bro, so pretty much anybody coding with AI, if you could get pretty far, but then at one point you're gonna have to maintain your fucking system. And then if you're not watching what it's doing, it could either delete code, add code, and then before you know it now, you just have this gigantic, large database that you have no idea what the fuck is going on. And that's the problem. The maintenance problem. Right now, everybody's talking about creating, but we haven't really talked about maintenance. But now, like a year or two into some of these like advanced models, people are starting to run into maintenance issues, because you're like, well, what if you thought it was hard to maintain code? What do you think is going to happen now when a artificial code is created way faster than you could have made anything? So now it's way more. There's way more to maintain, and now you didn't create it all. And if you monitor it, you don't have a problem. So the good coders who create and then monitor, and you just takes a lot of tedious work. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is happening right now. This is like a new development that I'm starting to hear about it. And then I ran into some issues, but my databases aren't that crazy. So, but it is like, yeah, this just the bigger and bigger AI gets, there is a lot of maintenance that people aren't really talking about. And then fuck customer service, bro. You have no idea, bro. Oh my gosh. Bro, I was trying to help my girl's friend with real estate. I thought it was real estate. It was VRBO. Dude, I am so much more bullish on Airbnb. You have no idea. Do you guys know how VRBO works? I can't believe it took me this long to learn it. Dude, VRBO is terrible. So my girl's friend is coming in from overseas, and she wanted a place, and I was like, she ain't staying at my crib. And then my girl's like, she ain't staying at her crib. So I'm like, okay, tell the girl get a place then. I'm like, she really isn't your friend. But I saw her like VRBO booking, and like she had an issue and she needed to get a new place, right? And like pretty much the like listing she booked was like a lie. It was just like it was terrible. So I just told her, I was like, cancel it, call them, they'll refund you. Like, I thought it was Airbnb. Like, I'm telling you, bro, Airbnb manages the money. Do you guys realize that? So when you pay Airbnb, you're paying Airbnb. They hold it, they have their insurance, they do it all. Dude, Airbnb is so chill. I'm not even just saying this. Like, as a customer, if you're traveling, especially your first time, this was the girl's first ever booking on a brand new VRBO account. And I'm like, what? I said, no way they did that to you. Because if you go on Airbnb, they won't let you have a bad experience as your first time. They won't. They can't afford it. So, and they control the money. They'll give you a credit. They'll refund you. They don't let the host like do whatever they want. Yeah, VRBO doesn't work like that. I just found this out because VRBO, they just use like a payment processor. So all you're doing on VRBO, you're paying VRBO one fee, but then the rest of the money goes to the other fee, to the person directly. So if you have a dispute or anything's going on, that's it, you're fucked. It's in the landlord's hands now. Yeah, it's like Craigslist. It's terrible. Dude, it's terrible. Yeah, but Airbnb is the middleman, but they middleman everything. So that way they have the insurance. If this was on Airbnb, this wouldn't have happened. And I was like, what? And yeah, they wouldn't let her cancel it. They wouldn't let her get anything back. And I was like, it was a fake listing. I'm like, how is this possible? Yeah, so I told her, I said, you have to call your credit card company and charge it back. Because if you have an Amex. But yeah, bro, I was like, no fucking way. But yeah, so that's very bad. VRBO, I didn't know. I book on VRBO, but I didn't realize that's why. We get a couple bookings there, but I get it now. It's not as good for the consumer. Because if you book on VRBO and make a trip and anything goes wrong, you're fucked. You can't cancel. You won't be able to get your money back. And the support system is just AI bots for days. That QM, wasn't that thing down? They just keep halting this one. And SMCI. Damn. That's been running from earlier. It's up 5. STAPH. No, Palantir started earlier, yeah, but I don't think news. I don't even know if they're at a conference or anything. And then Macron. The high-low ticker is kind of balanced. Bonds are taking a candle right now. Equal weight's lower than yesterday. I mean, the SPY was for a little bit. But yeah, and then Palantir's still running. 161. Okay, low ticker's picking up more. Again, it's going back and forth. We've seen this a few times today. Low ticker runs, then high ticker runs. It just oscillates, but yeah, now the low ticker kind of just ramped up there on the 1 minute, but SPY hasn't moved. ALTS on the low. Whoop. I'd say on 10. I don't. Probably a short report. It's a small cap. Rick Trump removed from World Liberty Alt 5. Oh, wow. So that's what that one is. 10% down. Eric Trump removed. That could be like, remember when we saw Cantor and all the other people step down and the stocks would go down? Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos to invest $1 billion to produce series and films in Mexico over the next 4 years. Not unless there's a deal. I'll tariff it. Yeah, Netflix Mexico production. Didn't really move. Staples are still down. They're about to go green though right now. Walmart, they're at the event. The Fargos, the bank stopped moving after that. The airport, no, dude, we had it all. But then it was the cancellations in different times. So I had buses ready to pick people up, but then we changed the amount of people, and then I went through the process. Then that a lot of people didn't follow the rules, and then I confirmed people, and then they'd cancel last minute, and then people had flight changes, or different times of the flight. I only had 2 bus pickups, so that way it wouldn't have. If you missed any of them, you're done. So that's why travel was the hard part. Travel was the hard part. But once we figure that out, we organize it in advance, the right dates, make it easy. It'll be easy. That's just a little challenging, but you know, I see the answer. Oh, CNC. Yeah, those plays went up too. Again, all the healthcare plays, they're just like a 10% jump since Buffett. Klarna, I think you guys got to look at all the IPOs. So if the IPO doesn't have premium, I'm down to play it. But if it comes up too much above, then no dice. It'll probably end up like the other ones. Apple says we're making updates to Apple Store. Where is he? Well, you got Caroline in a little bit. Tesla's coming up. And then Alcoa, I don't know if the materials, yeah, you and a couple of others are still up. Oh, yeah, I was looking for the Apple thing. Isn't that supposed to be soon? Apple. Starts in 47 minutes. Awe-dropping. What's this? Looks weird. This looks like paintball graphics from 2007. This looks like Dye paintball logo. I feel like I'm looking at paintball gear. Very niche. Very niche. So yeah, other than that, you're gonna get the Apple event, Trump at the bell, and then Caroline comes on in like 40 minutes. You went through that phase too? Nice. I was a big fan. Tipman 98 custom. Woo! This is a good gun, bro. Of course I used to play. Dude, I took my girl paintballing like last year. We went to like just a normal field to play. I wanted to do it. Alt 5 resumed. It's violent, if you don't remember. When I went, bro, that shit hurts. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm surprised. My girlfriend was surprised how hard it hurt. Dude, I got popped on top of the head. Okay, Netflix, that Mexico news is coming up. Dude, I used to play the paintball video games. You remember that? Bro, there was a game on Xbox, and it was like a paintball game, and you would play online. I would play it online, dude. I loved paintball. I had a huge phase, bro. Yup, Greg Hastings. Yup, Greg Hastings. Dude, it was like a paintball. That game was it. I loved it. Yup. Wow. Wow. Amen, bro. Okay, Netflix, QMMM, a couple of others. Now look, there's some names on the low, but look at the bars. You see how it's turning right back now. The tide is pulling to the high now. Yeah, I looked for the Apple things in 40 minutes, but that headline just came out. My favorite COD map at the farm? We're gonna need a plane then. I'd be down if we could get like a cheap plane, like a out of service one, and just plop it on there. That'd be dope. Oh, you played professional paintball? Damn, son. That's dope. It was a good time, man. Is paintball still like popping, or was that like the peak? Because it was really active back. That was like the early 2000s or something. Amazon starting to go up. Remember, we saw that move like an hour or two ago. SPY's getting right back up to the opening candle. So even remember, just like yesterday, you've spent about 7 hours to go nowhere. This is a little better. You're not even at Euro close yet, or you're right past it. But you're at open. It's, again, it wasn't even near the panic zone. Just last 2 days, we haven't really moved much out of this range. Yeah, see, 2 days. 2 days of pinned, which is pretty much the level of Thursday. JD again. All right, a lot of things I took off earlier. Some flipped, though. JD's still up, and then Baba went down. There's Amazon. Microsoft is on the low. Is Google and Meta. Those are the ones on the high. It's still popping, but 08's the golden. Yeah, right? Because there were still people there when I went. I went like a year ago. We just went to a random park, and it was like, it was active. K-Web. We just talked about China, and then I took profits on Baba. And we have an old K-Web that came back to life. We talked about it hitting a 52-week high, but that was about it. And then I've taken some profits. Yeah, Amazon had just had it up there. That one's waking up big tech-wise. Kind of going vertical. Another $1. Amazon is moving. I did play Airsoft. I never played it like professionally or like at a field. We just played it ghetto. That's how I got into paintball. Me and my friends, we started buying airsoft guns, and we would just shoot each other. And then the people in the neighborhood would get mad. Yeah, Amazon's still going. Paintball golden era was 95 to 205. I think 05 it was popping, dude. I don't know, dude. I remember paintball was everywhere. toast on the high too.
Tyree. Hey, yo.
My brother, good morning. And thank you. Did you have a paintball phase, Tyree? Did we unlock a memory too? AMD now. So that's the next one. A couple names just woke up. WDC. Amazon still vertical on volume.
SAP.
And Google. I don't know if Google said anything at the conference yet, but they're supposed to. And then DoorDash 60 highs. X Games, paintball, motocross all died at the same time. The punk rockers went poof. We all got jobs. The band broke up. I kind of see it. That's funny. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Warp Tour.
Yeah, because I like this thing. I liked motocross. I wanted to get a dirt bike. I paintballed. So yeah, I think it was. For some reason, I never walked away liking rock music. I don't get it. I just knew a couple of songs, but I was like, yeah, you guys are weird, but I like your motorcycles and guns. I was like, how y'all do the little motorcycles and the whole, like, shoot each other with paint? I vibe with it, but the whole, like, banging on drums and screaming, for some reason, I didn't get involved with it. Dude, J-Nug on the low. Weird. His gold seems kind of pinned. More Eli Lilly. I didn't have an emo phase, no. My sister did. That's where I learned all the songs. Good eye, sniper, I'll shoot, you run. I know a couple of those. There's some good ones, but yeah, didn't have one. That's a Limp Bizkit. We had Limp Bizkit. I don't know if that. See, that was the good cross. Shout out DJ Lethal. They don't feel me, bro. I like that song, Good Eye Sniper. It's a good one. Run. Yeah, remember 2 weeks ago you had all the solar go crazy? You didn't listen to Christian rock bands? Just POD. That's it. Oh, what was the other one? Crowd. And then the JD CNC. got random ones going up. I want to take profits. Annie, are you? It's Eddie. Eddie, I thought it was Eddie too. Annie. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, you okay? What song is that? I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I fuck with that one. Uh-huh. I would run around saying that. That's hilarious. I need to hear it now. What is that? Where does that fall into the... Was that Mike Jack? Yeah, that was Michael Jackson, right? Or Alien Ant Farm? Annie, are you okay? Yeah, this is it. Smooth Criminal. Yeah, bro. Ah! You've been hit by smooth criminal. Yeah, this is it. I fuck with this one. All right, well, got some good inspiration for my next track. I don't know if Uncle could do rock, but I might be able to. Annie, are you long term? Okay. Long way from Uncle. Nah, you'd be surprised, bro. You'd be surprised. The music. I love Forrest Frank. Very good, man. For a new guy and like all his... I love Forrest Frank. He's really good. God bless him. Homeboy creates. You about to go 13. Data Dog once again now. See if the spy. Watch for the 1 minute bar. Just watch if these start to flush or like go back and forth. Plant again. IonQ. All right, boys. I hope you should wrap up your plays. You're either gonna get Apple, Trump, but then that's it. PPI tomorrow. At this point, we haven't moved. I'm gonna say the same exact thing I told you yesterday. Just wait till the end of the day now. That's it. You're either gonna get the final, like it could still melt up from here. You don't have to wait till the last hour, but you're either gonna get the pop towards the danger zone or the drop, or we pop back up to the high. And then, yeah, you're still kind of waiting, playing the rate cut game, the bonds, today's bond stuff. That's what sucks. You're all still in the level from the data. Think about it. It came out, confirmed a credible cut, but the bonds kind of got dragged down by some other things. SPY's still in the exact same range. And here we are. You've been struck by a smooth long term. I love that fucking drum line, dude. You know what I'm saying? That just it's very, very, very compelling. It's a good song. JP Morgan sees Fed rate cuts despite CPI risks. I don't think you want me to hear any DMX. Because if I listen to any DMX right now, I'll start barking at you. I got a really good dog bark. You know what I'm saying? And DMX is very inspiring. Okay? I don't think he's a role model, but he loved the Lord. So I'll give him that. Amen. But when I was a kid, bro, I would be running around. One day, I don't even know if my dad knows what it means in English, but you could ask my siblings. because I would just be out there. I would be running around town, just yelling, "Stop! Drop! Shut her dead up and stop! Oh, no!" That's why I think the teachers hated me, because I was the only kid saying that at my school. I would just run around yelling, "Stop! Drop! Shut them down! Up and up! Stop!" Oh, no. That's how a Rough Rider rolls. That's what I would tell them. I know, man. DMX is the reason why I want a Hummer H1 truck. Let's be real. Ain't nobody ever wanted a Hummer H1 until DMX. DraftKings on the I don't think they're at a conference. They were at one the other day. ALNY pharma name up 3. ALNY $7 pop. It's pretty big. It's a big stock, but that's 1.5%. It was already up 1.5. Sezzle ALNY. Damn, it's 9:30, son. I started slow, but I feel like yesterday felt way slower, but you're already halfway done with the day, bro. BB. Not bad, but like I'm saying, I mean, kind of weird for a Monday, Tuesday. We're just in the same spot. Yeah, NVAX is going vertical. Keep eyes on that. I do think they are at conference. I believe, or there's something else with the FDA. But yeah, that's 2.5 right now. And then ALN biotechs, actually. Take notice, that's the second one. So that now we got 2 biotechs popping back to back. So there is a healthcare conference. I'm gonna start assuming these are all conference related. But yeah, they're going. Now PTGX, another one, the Protagonist Therapeutics. So that's 3. So yeah, eyes on, you could even watch Labu, just any of the biotechs and anybody at the healthcare conferences, they're moving now. Where my dogs at? So I'm sorry. Where my dogs at? Woo! Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's necessary. Toast. All right, Southwest again. I don't know if there's any headlines, but airlines are odd. Yeah, oil just came back down. It's still up almost 1% on the day. Remember, we had some weird movements there. Last 10 minutes, equal weight took a pop. It's the highest the SPY has been in a couple of hours, believe it or not. I know it feels like you're at break even right now, but look at it. You started from a lower point. Michael McKee. BlackRock CIO said Fed should cut rates by 50 basis points next week. I'm pretty sure these are the same people that said 2 weeks ago we shouldn't cut rates. So that's what I was trying to highlight to you guys on the watch list yesterday. That's what we mean by the flip-flop. Because a lot of these people were saying no rate cuts not too long ago. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. They're talking about
workers aren't going to be paying those taxes.
Tell them, Michael.
There's also a question about
I'll be right back. Follow me on
death
Instagram.
model
At the Training
overstating
Real
at turning
on
points,
Twitter.
and we seem to be at a turning point. So there are reasons for this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to see that many jobs revised away. It also doesn't mean that there are that many jobs at all involved here, because we're talking about 160 million jobs out there in the United States. So the revision today, if it stood, would only be 0.6%.
Okay, so it sounds big on the whole, but in context, maybe not so much. The White House, President Trump has been on a crusade against the BLS about the jobs report and the jobs data, which has come in weaker than he had wanted to see. Has the White House commented on this at all?
The White House has criticized the BLS, as has the Labor Secretary, basically boiling it down to we don't think you're doing a very good job. They haven't followed through with what they're going to do about it. We know they're appointing a new head of the BLS after the president fired the previous one, but we're waiting now to see if there's any follow through in terms of firing more people or changes they want to make, and they haven't said anything other than we don't like the numbers that we're seeing.
So you mentioned changes they want to make. There's another problem, which is the BLS is not really staffed to be able to make a lot of those changes. Our reporting shows that there are a lot of vacant positions at the BLS, particularly in high-level positions.
Yeah, Molly Smith has noted this. This is not an overstaffed agency. There are only about 2,400 workers, and they're down about 20% of that right now because of the DOGE efforts to cut back on federal workers, just slicing them away from agencies indiscriminately. And 12 of the 25 senior positions at the BLS are empty right now, but they can't fill them because the president has a hiring freeze on. So even though they may want to make changes, and we know they do, it's a little difficult right now, not to even mention the fact that their budgets have been cut year after year for a while.
All right, that's all a lot to consider here as we, of course, watch every jobs report with bated breath and react to it to get the sense that there's going to be a big revision after 12 months. Mike McKee, thank you so much. Mike McKee is our senior economics and policy correspondent here at Bloomberg News. Let's highlight a couple of individual equity movers as we look at the market overall, which, as I mentioned, is flat, but there are a lot of moving parts underneath with a lot of corporate news. And for that, we go to Bloomberg stock market reporter Nora Melinda. Hey, Nora.
A lot of moving parts for sure here, Scarlett. Let's look at some of the names that we are seeing in the green here. First up, let's take a look at Nebius. That is an AI infrastructure company. But what's really in focus today is the fact that they struck a deal with Microsoft, $17.4 billion. And this will provide computing infrastructure to Microsoft over the next 5 years. You're seeing a lot of the optimism across Wall Street ricocheting to some of the other peers in the industry, including CoreWeave, TeraWulf. This is all on the idea of bets that this could potentially happen for more deals here in the future. But I want to move also over into the biotech space. Let's look at shares of Tourmaline Bio here. They are surging for their best intraday level on record. We're seeing their best day on record here. And this after news that it'll be acquired by a Swiss pharmaceutical company, Novartis,
Tourmaline.
and that is a $1.4
Does anybody know anything about
here,
Tourmaline?
So lots of activity that we're seeing right now in the space here, Scarlett. But lastly, I want to take a look at the mining industry. And more deal activity here. And in fact, this is actually the biggest deal that we're seeing in the mining industry.
Does anybody know anything about Tourmaline? I think this is going to be funny because I don't think people know. And you guys always ask me about somebody just randomly when it doesn't mean anything. But yeah, Tourmaline. What is Tourmaline? This is why, like, info, bro, and, like, how you connect it, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Tourmaline. So I have to verify it, but I'm pretty sure Tourmaline, I'm pretty sure that's touring. So I think Tourmaline was Martin Shkreli's old company. And that got acquired. So you guys remember when Martin Shkreli did the drug raising about 10, 12 years ago? And that's what got him his rise to fame. He's a smart guy. I still think he's smart. He's just shady. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was his company. So, but nobody talked. If it got bought out today, that means he did not get an exit based on his actions 10 years ago. And it would have been a big one. So, kind of interesting, but nobody brings it up. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, though. Because I know his company was Turning Pharma. And then I think they transitioned and they rebranded to Tourmaline. And then today they got sold. Bro, UNH still, 346. A water tourmaline? A watermelon tourmaline mine? I don't know what that is. Bet he's talking about. I don't think he is. That's what I'm saying. You guys always talk about things and will ask me stuff, but I think that one's important. And if you ever wonder why I tell you what I tell you, that should explain a lot. I think the guy is smart with biotech, but it's so sad. He could be doing a lot of things, but not doing what he does now. So good luck. Is it formerly Turing? I think they sold off some of it to Tourmaline. So then, yeah. But I know Turing had a Tourmaline connection back in the day. That's why I'm like, how come no one's saying anything? And I'd always hear randomly about Homeboy. It's a beach. I think there's a lot of tourmalines. Someone got an energy company. But yeah, that was the big deal in the morning. And I thought there was a Martin Shkreli connection. Google. I don't think they reported yet. CFTC sanctions Colorado trader for future spoofing on CME. Airlines are all dumping now. UAL and Delta AAL. It's beyond just Southwest. And IBM on the high. Watch airlines. It's not like aggressive, but every single one of them is dropping now. And then IBM going a little vertical. Remember, they had some quantum news yesterday. Tourmaline. That's fun to say. Gen ES. Oh shit. Dude, it's already almost 10. Annie, are you okay? Oh wow, no way.
Who beat is this? Daniel, what's What's up?
I thought you like took the beat. I didn't know it was like a hip hop beat of it. Kind of goes hard. That's funny, bro. But yeah. All right, well. Someone already sent me the beat. Kind of, yeah, it's trapped out. We could work with it. We could do some work. Annie, are you okay? IBM. Meta CFO's significant headroom in select markets not close to saturation. More data? No, we got the data, bro. That's what I'm trying to slowly guide everybody to, is that you already have the data. You have enough to cut rates. So we're going to move kind of slow until we don't, but the next step is about after that. What happens after you cut rates? You should be thinking about that. So that's why, like, today is a weird day, but not really. But just don't fall for the trap of price action throwing you off of what's happening. Like, again, the data came out right in the morning today. And like I'm saying, like within 30 seconds, everybody was just so quick. Well, I thought it was supposed to just shut the fuck up. It's literally, the price action is not telling you what is going on. Okay? Ask anybody this whole entire year. You know, it's going to get volatile and then melt up or melt down, but it's not telling you anything. So that's why it's just like, you got to know what's happening, take it in. And that's why I'm saying, just, I would be looking ahead. You don't need more data to tell you what's going to happen. You don't, unless there's a black swan surprise, you don't need any more data. We just need the actual action to happen, and then what are the consequences of that action, and the market's going to start playing on that. That's why I'm saying it is time to move on. It's no longer, oh, what if we get it, what happens with the day? Oh, we already know. Everybody's made their mind up. Even then, now they've made their mind up to the point where they're going to start talking about, just even now, Jamie Dimon, they say, confirms the economy is weakening. They're getting ready to pivot on everybody's head. I'm telling you, I can already see it. So that's just move on and don't get left behind, because when Wall Street starts looking beyond the rate cuts, some of you will be talking about rate cuts. I don't think you should. I think it's time to move on. Will the data events cause stuff like today? Yeah, but it's not going to really mean much. You have to look ahead. You must if you want to stay alive.
About this.
Yeah, this is him.
Safeguards that JP Morgan has put in place. Do you feel like those are sufficient at this point in time?
Well, so first of all, as I've said before, we totally regret ever having done business with that man. But we always get better what we do. So when you talk about cyber or safeguards or anti-money laundering or bad guys in the system, we're always trying to improve that. And it'll never be perfect, because the bad guys are quite smart too about how they go about it. But we're among the best in the world. Doesn't mean we don't make mistakes.
And speaking of kind of what we were going back to with the state of the economy, the difficulty predicting, one of the questions people have is, what's going on with the consumer right now? What do you see from your vantage point?
Well, they're still
this
spending
guy
money.
was the underwriter for all of Epstein's women.
They still have jobs.
And y'all are more mad at Donald Trump.
So consumers tend to react to that. So the consumers.
You realize he underwrote all of the dude's money that allowed him to put people in very compromising situations.
You know, and I've always been quite skeptical.
So when he
of
would
most
pay a
forecasts for
girl
that reason.
before he assaulted her, do you realize that money came from Jamie?
You know what the Fed's going to do? They'll probably reduce
Not
rates.
directly, but directly.
Consequence of the economy.
It wasn't Jamie's money.
But the important thing is we build.
But he gave him the credit line.
Of what you think the company. We cover clients through thick and thin, through good times.
I know
and
this
bad
is
times,
awkward.
With our balance sheet, with our advice, etc., and we're going to continue to do that regardless of the environment. And this
Listen,
one, you know,
I'm not judging. I bought the guy's stock at $116. I'm not. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying, like, I buy the stock when they're low, but I don't forget what these motherfuckers did. Y'all just switch it depending on which team you want to support.
For the U.S. defense, for U.S. resiliency. So we're coming. We got ideas, and we're still optimistic about the role we can play in trying to help this wonderful country of ours.
Well, I look forward to learning more about those. Jamie Dimon, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Part of your brand new building here in Midtown Manhattan. Scott, I'll send it back over to you on the other coast.
Yeah. All right, Leslie, thanks so much. Our thanks to Jamie as well for that great conversation. You're a shareholder.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I just love what he said about building through thick and thin because it jibes so well with what we were saying before.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm sure Jamie has never funded a bunch of problems in this world. Do you know? So, thanks, Jamie. But how dare Donald Trump? Shake Shack. Oh shit, I thought that was Jeffrey right there. Yo, bro, I look over, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm only looking at this part of my screen. And then I'm like, wait, yo, why is Jeffrey on Bloomberg right now? The fuck? So yeah, that's not Jeff, that's apparently Mark McCain. But he looked like Jeff. Yeah, that tripped me out. Meta CFO and Advantage expansion, companies most commonly used generative AI tools. Shake Shack popping now, probably conference. That was amazing. I said he's in plain sight. I got him. Oh, you guys see this? You look just like him, bro. I think the economy is weakening, yes. So do you guys see that though? I hope I'm getting you all ready. Believe me, they're gonna just do it on your head out of nowhere, but I need all of you, especially the new guys, I need you to just understand how Wall Street will tell you something for 9 months and then they will change it in a heartbeat. Do you all understand? Let me give you an example. Tariffs are gonna fuck up the economy. We're up 20%. Okay, so just keep in mind, I want you to know this. Is Anthony Epstein? I don't know who that was, but we should investigate him. I don't. It's just too uncanny. But other than that, I do hope you guys realize, yeah, inflation is transitory, 100%. But you see what? That's what I mean, because somebody even was asking me, what do you mean flip-flop? So that's what I mean. I hope you guys see it. Is that you are gonna get. Wall Street will hammer home an idea. They will build theses, spend billions of dollars around plays, trade it. They'll go on TV. Dude, they really commit. Like, that's why it's hard for some of you to understand the lack of loyalty. Because you're like, what do you mean? They did a show about it. They got dressed up. Because they made billions of dollars, motherfucker. That's why. It was very profitable. Okay? So that's why. But I need you to realize they'll change their idea in a second and they will leave you behind. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Like, right now, the last 9 months has been about how the bonds are never going to catch a bid, how no way you should cut rates, the economy. If you cut rates when the economy's this good, dude, it's all Donald Trump's fault. They've been saying that for 9 fucking months. You have 10-year bond yields at 5%. That's what some of you don't really comprehend. It's very big. It's been in place for a long time now, this idea. But like I'm telling you, just as quickly as it has arrived and stayed, it will leave, because it just floats on in, and then little by little, they all start pivoting. The data gets a little bit worse, and then boom, they drop the idea and they move on. And now they take profits, and then you're left scratching your head. Why? How come the data didn't move this? How come this didn't happen? Because the big money moved, motherfucker. They changed their mind, and then they left. So don't get left behind. I'm just trying to help you. I don't know when it's going to happen, but like I'm telling you, just notice the last couple weeks, if you've been following minute by minute, you probably noticed this, if you're really paying attention, is that little by little, the data is getting a little bit worse. The Fed people are changing their tune. Couple of investors, couple people on Wall Street, even go listen to the TV. Every time they come up on the bonds, they're ending it a little bit more dovish. I don't know if you've noticed. The other day, the guy was like, maybe 5%'s too much. Oh, shut the fuck up. Nobody said that for 7 months. So, yeah, but here you go. That's why it's funny. I think it's hilarious. That's why I make so many jokes about it, but we're going to make a lot of money off of it, too. So, I hope you're all ready for it and aware. So that's why yesterday's watch list, I keep reminding people, I'm even threatening to not make the watch list anymore because I'm like, y'all dropping the ball, bro. This one's an easy one, but I want you prepared and ready. It's time to move on. So at worst case, I'm just early. I'm probably early by 2 to 4 weeks, but you're going to be ready for it when it happens. And if I'm not early, it'll happen fucking tomorrow. That's happened also before. So just be ready for it. But I'd rather you know what's going on, not getting left behind, rather than doing anything to the contrary. You're getting married at the wrong time economically. I mean, I've had good economies. I've had bad economies. I've never been married in my life. So I think marriage is just a very important decision. And I think a lot of you don't realize how important it is. I even think some of you are missing the opportunity that you have even within your own marriage. So I don't know. Oscar, is Oscar here? Oscar, can I tell them what I told you? Because I gave him this in person. I gave him a secret in person. So I won't reveal it on the internet. But if he allows me to, because it's for him. I gave him a blessing. He has a blessing for him that I saw in his life. And I was like, wow, because he's amazing, dude. Oscar, I see big things with Oscar, and he has a good heart, and he wants to help people. And that's why I'm like, dude, I think Oscar's going to help a lot of people down the line because a lot of people are going to waste your time. And a lot of people are going to drag you down and not assist you, even if you want to assist them. But yeah, so he's here. I told him this. I told him, dude, he has a child on the way. He has a nice family. Bro, he's done the steps, the long term, the crib, real estate. Like, it's set up perfectly. I love it. I love everything he's doing. And I told him this. And he was asking me about certain things. And, after spending the weekend with him and, looking at all these things, it's a bunch of guys together, right? We're men. Oh, yeah, the cult. And there's a lot of manly things and strength, and I like that. But I told him and I told everybody there, I just said, don't you forget. Do you know how many stories are in the Bible of a man getting his blessing and delivery? And the gatekeeper is the woman. Y'all playing. Do you realize that? Do you know how many promises there are in the Bible for women owning businesses, owning vineyards, owning land, and how many Bible stories the blessing was linked, your destiny was brought about by the woman? You fool. So, I don't think Oscar was a fool. That's why I was like, bro, look, all of you, if you're ignoring this, you're being a fool. So that means that woman in your life, my brother, you might actually she might be the key to your next big step. That's one way to look at it. But the other way to how we started this conversation, and I was explaining, I was like, bro, like, some of you guys, you need to utilize your family. I'll tell you this. Some of you, if you have already tried to show people and help them, and like, it's kind of hit or miss, kind of how I do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get like, right, we have people changing their lives and people who will be a hater for 5 years. I don't get it, right? Go to your family. You guys are I don't think you've realized you need to build your family business right now. And that's why I said, I was like, bro, your wife. And some of you, man, you got the person in your life. They're going to be the next step of being able to help you out, working together. And you got to think about it, bro. These random people don't care about you. Your wife already believes in you, mother effer. Your wife said, I'm going to marry him. Are you kidding me? And then she sees you. She watches what you do with your long term. That's why I love Oscar's situation. And I don't know if Oscar realizes it, because he showed me what he did, and I was impressed. I could only imagine what that woman next to him, having his children, what she thinks. She believes in him way more. And she's going to be like, oh, I fucking see it. You get what I'm saying? So she's going to be, that's your biggest supporter right there. And that's somebody you should be teaching. What are you guys doing? That's somebody that you should be having assist you, and you're working together, and she's going to be able to help you with a lot of things. So, don't tell me it's not the right time to get married economically or not. It doesn't matter. That's why I just think all of you need to really think about the decision. You need to think about who you're marrying, because quite simply, I need to ask you this question. If I told you your destiny, there's a door that hinges upon that woman, how do you feel about that? You better choose the right person then. And ladies, the same exact thing goes for you. This isn't just for men, but for the men, I think a lot of men think that they're just going to do it all on their own. And I think a lot of men, especially in the Andrew Tate world and all that, I believe in strength. I believe in authority. I believe in a more, I believe in a natural order of certain things. And I think everybody has strengths and weaknesses. But that's why I'm saying, like, the men, a lot of men are, especially when it comes to money, and then you start looking at this, I see it all the time. They're ignoring the number one advantage they have right in their house. And that's the person they married. And that's why, too, if you haven't been married, you should really think about it. I want you to all to get married. Believe me, I'm not married, but at the end of the day, it's as much important for your finances and destiny as it is anything else. So you got to do it, and don't be foolish enough to think that it doesn't matter, because it does. If I asked if your destiny is going to rely on that person, that is going to be your door. They are going to lead you into something or out of something. That you got to be confident in that. Do you think the dad at the Phillies game did the right thing? Of course. Bro, homeboy got fucking World Series tickets, a signed baseball bat. Looks good. That was a power move, bro. Fucking let Elizabeth Warren have the baseball. What the fuck? Everybody hates her. That's just stupid. For a baseball? This guy going to the World Series? Are you serious? Oh my goodness. Amen, bro. I think it's good. That's why, man, I'm very excited for those of you. That's why some of you have already built families and are building it now, and you have added the long term and everything. Like Oscar, I'm like, dude, I think you guys are learning the money stuff, and you guys picked up on it in the last couple years, but just you already have a very beautiful thing. And not only is it beautiful, I think productive. And that's the thing. It's very productive. And you've seen it. You've seen how people are. You've seen everything. This is how you're going to build your family business, your guys' empires. Yeah, Caroline's live. How come my thing doesn't show the Apple event? There's a new Riff Raff song? Jody High Roller? Wow, there's a new Riff Raff song. Yeah, the Apple event is live. So I don't know if I have the voice for it. Now I have the hiccups. There, we gotta go to Philo. For closing, baby. I don't think you uprooted the tree. I think you repotted it. You know? You took it out of the one container, and then you put it into the ground now where it could grow. So sometimes it comes with a shock. But oh man. Meta CFO Zuckerberg, $600 billion by 2028 is the planned total investment envelope from 2025 to 2028. Okay, there's Google. Remember, we talked about the conference, and then now Zuckerberg, or CFO, is talking about the spending thing that came up at the White House. The thing is, the Apple thing is live. I'll do my commentary, but I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do Philo first, because Jesus is more important than Tim Cook. Did you know that? Annie, are you okay? New AirPod Pro. I actually need them. You know, I haven't got new AirPods in like 7 years, I think. And dude, my AirPods are disgusting. I think I could develop a new form of biology with my AirPods. Does anybody have AirPods as disgusting as mine? Someone knows what I'm talking about. Because it's bad. So I'm in the market for it, bro. Oh, AXP on the low now, too. AirPod Pro 3. Dude, does anybody have this happen? My AirPods? They'll be in my car, and I'll be like upstairs, and they're just in my car, and my phone will connect to them. So even if the case is closed and it's in my car, my phone Wi-Fi just connects to it. Oh, Wells Fargo. Uh-oh, that's a big one. That should be a lot lower. What the fuck? Because the way it printed, that shouldn't show up on the low ticker. It should only show up on the low ticker if it's at $79. So yeah, a couple of those just did that. You have a couple of things that were green kind of going down, but they've been green all day, so they're not technically red. Yeah, that's weird though. I don't know why. It's like JP and those didn't show up on the low ticker, but Wells Fargo did. I thought it was about the knife. It happened with the last pair. Yeah, it happens to mine all the time, bro. All right. Well, that being said, though, I love you all. And God bless America. And thank you, veterans. But we got to go talk about life in Jesus. So if you would like to come, I would like you to be there. But if it's not for you, I don't want you to pay attention and pay for things that you don't like. That's a bad financial habit. So you be blessed, brother. And you have a good day. And I hope you save 10% and get a long term. And I will see you on over there. And when we're done, we'll get to the Apple stuff. Woo! Bye.